Welcome to complete roleplay playthrough for China inside Victoria Free. This video will be different from my previous videos where I tried to record every moment in the game and video become 10 hours and become quite boring. Today I decided that I will do probably a less boring video. I will not show you everything what I'm doing inside video. I will show you only interesting moments inside video. As well, if something funny happened inside video, well, it would definitely will include inside video, or if something interesting will happen in meaning of cause and consequences. Well, while I'm doing something and it has some consequences, it's really I will show inside this video. But you will not see from me my typical 9 hours video where I try to explain everything that I was doing. So that video should be shorter than usually. So, and when I say that I will do roleplay playthrough, I mean that once I will have some leader in a country, I will try to act corresponding to my historical situation. So if I'm right now, for example, Emperor of China, I will play as Emperor of China. I'm traditionalist, so I will try to prolong and continue this traditionalist ideology. I will not try to do something special, I will just try to maybe reform my country, but it will be still roleplay, you know? So I hope you will enjoy to see this video. You also can enjoy an enormous amount of time codes, which I will include inside this video, for you could just click time codes. So enjoy the watching, let's start to play. Our country right now on first place in the world by economy, but we have relatively big problem with taxation, meaning like almost every region has a very low taxation capacity. It means we have a big economy and big amount of money technically in our country, but we cannot extract this money and we don't have technology for develop it. For that reason, one of the best strategies for us will be start to develop administrative technologies. But we don't have even line infantry, which Europeans already developed and they were using this since Napoleonic times or even before. So it will be a really smart idea if we put efforts into discover line infantry. Our technological capacity is quite low, like innovation cap is 72 points, and we will need to rely probably on technological spread. And forget technological spread, only what we need is as governments start to construct crazy amount of universities. So I believe we can start do this inside Beijing, our capital. I see right now immediately that we have 260,000 revenue, which is quite big amount of money for our country, and we definitely can spend 50,000, let's say, or maybe 60,000 for universities, forget all of this technology, because at current situation, low technology will not allow to develop China. But at the same time, thinking about how we can reform country and what we can act, from legal perspective, I offer right now to my government to improve the situation with church, for get additional support from church, improve relationship with them as well. We will pass law for state religion. We will increase wages for our own religion population, and technically majority of our population is anyway following state religion, and it means we will have more loyal population, less radical population in the future. So it is long-term investments to unification of religion, because right now we can see we still have some population which is not following our religion. Only 64% of our population following Confucian. And it means if we will get this percentage to 90 or 100%, we will have less radicalism and more monocultural society, which will be more stable in long term, especially if we'll have some radical movement or something like this. Political situation is not looking super good for China, I must say. Russia look as China as target for conquest. For that reason, we need to try to improve relationship with Russia if it's possible. And as well, Great Britain selling crazy amount of opium right now in China. And we definitely don't like this because it's create opium addiction for our population. But we have super weak military. We don't know strategy of line infantry even. So how we can even fight against Britain is impossible. Also, immediately what I noticed as emperor that many of my armies just out of limit. Like command limit is insufficient. It means many of my commanders don't know how to use their army properly. And to be honest, I must say I don't understand why I need so lot military. That is quite big amount of military, right? We're spending 56,000 on military wages, and maybe it's not necessary to have so lot infantry because it's irregular military and they probably cannot do anything against European powers. So maybe it has more sense to give up some of our infantry and just save this money for a government. Because important to understand that our problem right now is significant with bureaucratic points even. So we don't have sufficient bureaucracy for increase all our general command limits. Like if we want to have higher command limits, we must invest bureaucracy and we don't want to do it. For that reason, only one option which I can do here is just decrease amount of troops or they be in the limit. For example, right now we see in this battalion we have maximum 20 limit, and let's say it's 40 here. So we need to destroy 20 battalions here. It will significantly decrease our political power, our military influence in the world, but this is completely necessary for current situation of China. We cannot ourselves afford so a lot battalions because we don't have enough commanders, unfortunately. At end of my reforms, I get 370 battalions in total in China. Immediately I decided to interfere into my tariffs economy, because what I witness right now that currently we export a lot silk and tea, but we import crazy amount of opium. But we have some agreements with Great Britain right now already, which signed it before me, before my video started, before my rule, and I cannot change my tariffs on import of opium. So if we wanna for money not go away from China for opium, only one option will be try to produce a lot opium inside China, but opium almost not growing inside China. So it'll be kind of problem which we need to solve. For that reason, as well with universities, I will order construction of many opium farms inside our Chinese states. It's gonna look strange that we will grow drugs ourselves, but right now opium is expensive in the Chinese market, and all of this money goes towards Great Britain. And if we will just produce ourselves a lot of opium, yes, that'll be terrible for our population. They will use this as drugs, and it's bad. But at least we will save money as government. This money will stay inside China and not go to hands of British drug dealers. As well, I do not understand what products will be necessary for China to export, what products will be not necessary to export for China. So one of the options which I will offer now to you guys, that I will put zero tariffs on all products inside China, and we will see what products our traders want to sell, what products they don't want to sell, and based on this data I will decide later what tariffs we need to apply for our products, or we don't need to apply nothing. Maybe we'll have zero tariffs, because obviously China right now in such terrible situation because we were too much focused on ourselves and we was too much isolationist country, and we right now suffered quite a lot worse with Europeans, and it's not look super good for us. So we need to be very careful with this, and if Europeans have open markets and they trying to develop industries, new technology, maybe we should become more open towards Europe, and zero tariffs for all our products will be not bad. Maybe I'm very optimistic, and I have pink glasses on my face, if you know what I mean, on my eyes. And immediately we're failing in our diplomacy. Russia expelled all our diplomats from Russia, so we can't even improve relationships, which means Russia probably will declare war on us, and only one way how we can prevent Russia for destroy us is seek some defense inside our European powers. Maybe France will want to improve relationship with us, or maybe Spain, I don't know. But right now I see that we don't have any connection with France, unfortunately, because they are very far from us and they don't have any ships or any ports inside China. So if we want to improve relationship, we need to try to improve relationships with such country as Portugal or Spain. But I'm very doubt that Spain will be useful for us for defense from Russian aggression. But at least we can try improve relationship with countries around us like East Indian Company and Spain. Opium addiction is a ravaging great sin. Vast number of Han people becoming opium finds cause the waves of crime, poverty and illness. Despite the obvious harm, the Great Britain continues to flood the market. Well, it's exactly that I was talking before. We get event with name opium crisis. Situation become more worse and more worse inside China. And we have right now as government those options. We have first option is try to do something, and we will get for 10 years very destroyed offense and defense for our army, increasing mortality and decreasing quality of life for our people. Or we can try to have good relationship with Great Britain and get huge amount of penalties, the same as we have before, but we will get this for 20 years and not for 10 years. And let's be clear, that we wanna just give up and 20 years have terrible offense and terrible defense. That has 0 points. For that reason, as Emperor of China, I must to do something. Even if it causes war with Great Britain, I must to do something. Right now, our power projection will drop very significant. From 3,000, it will drop towards a ridiculous low amount of number, like 1,400. So this is number which is really means Great Britain will be able absolutely destroy us if they will wanna start war with us. So does it look bad? Yes, it's look bad. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Situation is quite terrible inside China right now. Opium addiction decreasing our offense, our defense, our moral laws. So basically, any European country declaring war on us, even Portugal or Spain, can declare war and destroy completely our army right now. This opium addiction is destroying China. But I, as Emperor of China, cannot allow them just selling opium for nothing. I must try to do something. In half year, I'm successfully passed state religion, and it's nice. Now we will prolong stability of our country for longer. I don't know how to say this. Yeah, we have opium addiction, but at least we all will believe in the same god, which is really nice. Also, as emperor, I noticed that my people, it's still kind of marginal support, only 4% of my population supporting this, but they start to do peasant movement. Well, first of all, when I heard this, that was also nonsense. Like, what do you mean peasant movement? Well, peasants has opinion? I mean, yeah, that's strange. I agree, guys. But I discovered that peasants want to change taxation for more progressive forms, which will allow me to tax more rich people, capitalists, which will appear in China in some moment. And also, it will help me to pass better land laws, which will guarantee social ladders, if I can call it this way. Because serfdom literally stuck the most talented people at be peasants forever. And this is not good for China. We will need military officers. We need prepare war with Great Britain or even Russia. And we want to force the most talented people who had the ability to get education and go to work at the government or work in the big cities. And seems that peasant movement is kind of smart idea. They, for example, want a peasant proprietorship, or they want a collectivized agricultural, which is kind of communistic idea, but it's impossible. But peasant proprietorship, where all land will be owned by peasants, sounds as really smart economical idea for China. For that reason, as emperor, I will start to support peasant movement. Thanks for passing all of this laws for church religion and for, because I'm still emperor who is ruling China and protecting the interests of Chinese people or Chinese proper ownership landlords, probably more correct to say. I have enormous authority, and I decided to use all my authority for get additional consumption taxes on service, tea, transportation, liquor, opium. If we produce a lot of opium or we import a lot of opium, at least we can tax our population. So when they consume this bad opium, which is destroying their health, at least they will pay money for us as government, which I think is reasonable. As well, luxury furniture, porcelain, and luxury clothes. My goal is that I want to maximum apply taxes towards people who consuming drugs, which is bad for them, or I want to decrease consumption of luxury clothes and others, which is kind of only rich people consuming this. And if some rich people inside China will give this money towards me, emperor, it's not a bad idea, I think. Because as a government, I can use this money in more smart way. Right now, for example, a majority of our money will go into construction of different opium farms for solve opium shortage in our market and decrease profits of Britain from opium. Also, while I try to analyze political situation in China, I noticed that I treat my citizens and my people, my subjects, as peasants, right? I treat them as dependent people and kind of slaves and serfs. Well, this is kind of correct idea because it's who they are and they don't have education, and only me as Chinese emperor can rule the China. It's obvious. But in Europe, they start to develop some national movement and ideas about that exist nationalities. And I discovered that right now in China, we have Chinese supremacy movement. This Chinese supremacy movement saying that Chinese people are superior and we are the best people in the earth. And this is kind of look as ridiculous, but we have 10% of population which is believing in this. And more importantly, while I was studying this, I discovered that many of these quite supremacist movement give huge amount of loyalism. Like, you can brainwash your own population with this a lot times better. It's like, it's not that you living bad because you are my peasants and you support to live bad. No. At this situation, I can say to my people that you are living bad because some people, for region people, want to destroy China. And what we need to do, we need to unite together because we Chinese people and build strong economy. Unite again, like around me, your emperor. So people will live the same but in the China. They will be the same peasants, but they will be more loyal to me with this nationalist propaganda. For that reason, I decided that it is a very reasonable idea to cancel some of my taxation for get additional authority and start to booster as well supremacist Chinese movement. Only for propaganda purposes, because in China, radicalism is still not a problem, but I'm worried if people in China will become more radicals because of huge problem with unemployment and huge problem with opium, especially how it looks right now. This, we as government, instead of protecting our own population, we just start to produce our own opium and sell drugs towards them. I mean, I feel kind of bad about this. So we really need powerful propaganda, and nationalistic powerful supremacist propaganda is definitely what we need in the China. for secure my emperor stability, if you know what I mean. Also, as emperor, I noticed that my landowners is really start to love me because they have full support for me as emperor because I passed free of consist state religion law, which meaning all Chinese now will follow the same religion, or at least they will start to be converted into one religion. And my landowners is really enjoyed this law, and for that reason they kinda happy and agree that I'm as government, I'm as emperor wanna include rural folk inside government. Why I wanna do this is like I wanna try to pass a very hard reform for China. And name of this reform is tenant farmers. Because yes, obviously landowners don't like this reform. They don't like this. They think this is very bad law. But they kinda happy that I help them to pass state religion law. For that reason they will tolerance that I will try to pass tenant farmers. The reason why I want to pass tenant farmers is think obvious. Like my landowners right now controlling huge amount of peasants, and these peasants cannot even migrate, so they literally are slaves. So what if instead of slavery we will try to use them as tenant farmers? Yeah, they still cannot migrate into other countries and they still cannot force it to work in their lands, but percentage of people who force it work on lands is very low. And majority people will be able to go to cities to work at my opium farms, let's say, or maybe even factories in the future. So I try to convince my government and people inside China to pass tenant farmer laws. Will I succeed? I don't know, but I can try. During debate about this law, immediately I get opposition from rural folk. I mean, from owners of rural folk, more correct to say. And I see right now that they asking for political concession. It means my landowners will get even more influence, and I am as emperor will be forced to relocate some of my authority towards them. They asking right now about 50 authority and 20% interest group political strange. That sounds a lot, but as well it will spoil relationship with them. But I don't have any other option. If I will say that I will not do any political concession, my landowners will be just mad at me because like they will passing law in which they're losing power. So I absolutely understand. So as emperor, I will add political concession towards this law. But anyway, this debate is very aggressive and very terrible, and it's spoiling relationship with my landowners. So and it's immediately transfer from 0 stall chance to 26 chance of stall. So my landowners was kind of fine with when I offer this law, but since time passed and seems they start to realize that this law is indeed very dangerous for them because they're losing their political power. And that's what I was worried the most, that now they will don't want to pass this law. They will try to put as many as possible efforts into my government, into me, for not let me pass this law. Yeah, I'm emperor of China, but I'm not a limitless emperor of China, you know. It's like I still have some limitation. I successfully constructed first 4 universities inside Beijing, our capital, but I discovered immediately a big problem. This is qualification. We don't have enough smart people inside China with enough education for teach people at universities or study new technology. So I will try to develop my capital, and at least in one capital I will try to promote social mobility for help my people to get better education access, and eventually become scientists, professors at our Beijing University, first university in the China with modern structure. As well as emperor, I'm officially opened the University of Beijing. And I saw I have an opportunity because of this to proclaim that our society should be ruled by philosophers, so by philosopher kings. And for that reason, China right now getting for 5 years university building throughput bonus for all universities and political strength of academics. So it means our university will generate more innovation than before. That's wonderful, guys. In September 1838, with incredible amount of efforts and incredible amount of conflicts and problems, we successfully passed tenant farmers, which means right now all people inside China will get opportunity to work in the cities, at least as farmers, and some of them will continue living in a agricultural peasant lifestyle, but at least it's some big improvement compared to serfdom. So now we're gonna call China undeveloped serfdom country. Right now we have tenant farmers, and tenant farmers is quite common at current situation, agricultural situation. For example, even Prussia has tenant farmers. So it not means something bad. It's not a very smart idea to have a lot of people in your farms, but let's be clear, we don't have capital for build all factories and anyway extract all of these peasants out of unproductive peasant labor. For that reason, it's really very big success for our country. Of course, we did this with spoiled relationships. Right now, a relationship with our landowners is completely destroyed. They really don't like us for this behavior, and we have really bad situation with this. But if you will ask me, does it was worth it? Yeah, I will tell you, as Emperor of China, it was definitely worth it. Now talented people start to migrate to our universities, get educations, and maybe start to create their own businesses. I don't know. Well, after such successful reforms, we get 3 million loyalists even and decreased amount of radicals in our country, because we finally give some freedom for our peasants, and they was dreaming about this freedom for a very long time, I guess. But anyway, I will just exclude absolutely all rural folk of government for pleasant my landowners, because rural folk is really create conflicts with these landowners, and it's normal, right? But this is spoiling relationship with my landowners, and I don't want to we have this. And right now we will have only our landowners in the government with 100% legitimacy, which will help to rebuild better reputation in our country, and that's it. Even such limited amount of freedom significantly helped our economy. We get 100 million economy, increase this from 90 millions, and it's literally happened in couple weeks. So freedom of entrepreneurship or freedom of migration of our peasants is really a smart idea. And as emperor, I took this risk, and I know that it will be a spoiled relationship with landowners, but I think everyone will benefit from this. So it was a smart decision. All of this construction of university helped me to get 73 innovations, and it means right now we have absolutely cap of innovations. Our China is not a lot developed, so we can't develop our own technology, unfortunately, because we have very low literacy level. And this is our maximum cap innovation, 73 points, while some European countries right now has 140 innovations, and it's really big problem because we are become backward in technologies. But we have a solution. We have technological spread. It means we can construct very lot of universities, and all of these universities will start to use these innovations not for technological cap innovation, but technological spread innovation. Many universities will be expensive, but we have enormous amount of money because we have the biggest economy in the world, and it's absolutely worth it, in my opinion, to do it. So I'm, as emperor, will now order construction the most big amount of universities in the China. And obviously all people in Beijing will not be able to satisfy my needs for universities. For that reason, despite I will concentrate construction of universities in Beijing, as well I will start to construct universities everywhere around the China. For all smart people inside China can have opportunity to start work at university, or at least have some potential. Even the most far regions inside Mongolia or South China will have such opportunity. And all of these universities will be based, of course, at modern European education. For that reason, it will generate crazy amount of technological spread. Yeah, that's look a very ambitious goal, but that's what I wanna. Jump from medieval ages, from feudal society into industrial ages, for we become equal with Great Britain. Because continue guys, we have opium crisis, and only one option which I have as government and what I see as government is ban opium trade. And if I will ban opium trade, it will immediately trigger war with Great Britain. Let's be clear, British people are not kind guys, and they will do everything possible for destroy us. And right now we suffer significant from opium addiction, and this will continue for the next 7 years. But if we will wait maybe let's say 2 or 3 years and we will get line infantry technology, well, I believe in theory we can try to fight with Great Britain, and maybe we will even win the war with them. For that reason, what we need to do is just more technologies, more universities, and some balls. Finally, in July of 1840 we discovered line infantry, which means right now all our units inside China can be upgraded to line infantry. Yeah, it will take some time, but they will become now professional line infantry, the same as inside Europe. Of course, they will still suffer very huge penalties because of opium addiction, which we continue to have, which give minus 50 offense and minus 50 defense. But theoretically, this amount of battalions, which we have 370, maybe can allow us to fight against Great Britain in absolute equal manner. So at this point, I must say very clear to British people that I don't feel scary of you anymore, and I will not let you sell opium inside China. And I click to ban opium. So since this moment, opium is completely banned, and we no longer can import opium. Wonderful. But it also means that we collapse all our economy because we was building a lot of opium plantations, right? I didn't think about this, but I think no, I think all our plantations will be still allowed, so we can consume our own opium, but we will not longer import oil, so it will destroy profits of Britain. But yeah, that's wonderful guys, that's wonderful. So immediately we start to consume new type of product. Our military start to consume small arms, which was never consumed before. And small arms are really very expensive. This is require production of this, right? And we are already spending 40,000 on small arms, 47,000, 54,000, 60,000, and it's growing every week. All right, it seems stabilized at mark 70,000, 60,000. And it means as government we're now in a deficit. Well, that was unexpected thing. Right now we have still quite a lot gold reserves, which means we're fine with this deficit of 60,000. So we can live with this. But as sooner we will solve this problem, it will be better, because right now we have situation that we have a shortage of small arms, and we're not producing small arms. Absolutely, we're importing only 60 small arms and we're producing 50 small arms, but right now all our Chinese army require 500 small arms. So as government we really will necessary to build immediately small arms industries around the China. It will be government priority, because as more we will construct these factories, more cheap price will become on them. And also in case of the war, we have potentially situation that British troops can cut down us from world supply of arms, and we will probably need our own supplies, our own small arms. So for guarantee it's not happening. So right now, from focus of universities and construction of opium farms, we will completely switch our focus on construction of small arms industries. But I'm not so stupid that I thinking that only with violence I can convince Britain to not try to go at war with me, right? We can try to use also diplomacy, and what I'm gonna do, I will just give trade privileges towards Great Britain, and I will be happy to ask trade privileges as well, but we have kind of isolationism situation. For that reason, Great Britain cannot offer us even trade privileges if they wanna. For that reason, I will just give trade privileges to Great Britain and power block embassy, which meaning I will say, you know what, Great Britain, yeah, we are ban opium, I understand you are sad about this, but we will be happy to become part of British Empire in the future. What do you think if you will start to be part of our embassy, if you will come to China and you live there? And we also guarantee you trade privileges. By the way, this is our first trade privileges to any country in the world. So at Great Britain getting also motivation positive. What's the point to go at war with Great China if they can just trade with China? I don't know if it will be enough to convince British Queen, but right now situations look kind of not bad. They have genuine relationship with me, and maybe we can potentially solve this problem as well, because we're producing a lot opium ourselves inside China locally. It means not has any sense for they try to invade inside China and try to force us for we sell opium of Britain, because anyway they're not earning a lot of money from our opium, right? Because our opium is kind of cheap in our market because we're producing our own opium. I don't know if it will work, if the strategy will work, but let's see. As well, more time passing, I start to feel that absolutist movement, which is very nice maybe to me because I'm emperor and whenever emperor have absolute power, I think this movement is really ridiculous and very wrong, because they wanna still have traditionalist economical system, which not allow China to develop. Traditional system of economy means we have very little focus on market prices, very little focus on investment from capitalists, and it's impossible to build a modern economy and just try to survive in the modern world with this economy. For that reason, despite absolutism is quite popular inside China, 25% of people supporting this, we need to start to suppress absolutist movement, because if we want to survive and if we want to develop China, it will be super important to do it. Measures of our Chinese government really help to fight with opium. We already see first benefit results from fight against opium. We now will get loyalists for 5 years plus 50% from any political movements. That's incredibly interesting. And the fall of quality of life inside regions because of opium stopped completely. Now is not appearing in new events where people start to have more unemployment or more drug usage or more crimes because of opium. So despite we spoiled relationship with Great Britain significant, and in reality as time goes I see that they start to hate me a lot more than before. So yeah, it's dangerous, but I'm a Chinese emperor and I need to prevent China from being just drug users and for all money go into Britain, right? So that's what I need to do. In 1842, Great Britain even expelled our diplomats from Britain completely, which means we don't have any more influence on Britain and we can't improve relationship with them. But still, we have kind of good relationships, and our efforts as trade privileges and block embassy, which we give to them before, kind of working, and it's helped us to have good relationship relationship with Great Britain, despite they expelled our diplomats. So I guess our politics of soft and hard power working. As well, my diplomats discovered that Great Britain fall into very big war with United States of America, and this will be expensive war for Great Britain, so probably we will be kinda lucky because our opium addictions start to recovering. And it's need only 3 years more, and our military will have 0 penalties from opium addiction, and it will be completely ready to defend ourselves against Great Britain. So if Great Britain will not declare war on us in the next 3 years, I'm absolutely sure China will be saved. And while I was talking about all of this, I get new technology, romanticism. And you may think it's kind of strange to talk about this, right? Oh, I have new technology, right? But this technology allows agronism. This is new economical system which allow you to be focused on agriculture and as well on peasants. Well, this is really a very favorable rural folk situation. And in reality, my landowners are not against this. Who against this is only absolutist movement, which I already suppressing. So I can try to pass this law right now. Only what I will need to do is just again invite rural folk inside my government. Exists of course a lot chance that we can fail this law, but in theory, if we will able to suppress our absolutist movement, we can potentially successfully pass this law and it will become enormous success for China. Because agronism, despite sound similar to traditionalism, do not have any penalties on the market prices, and agronism absolutely support capitalist investments. It still gives less benefits than, let's say, interventionism or laissez-faire economy, but it's kind of very focused capitalistic economy, which is focusing on a development of agricultural. So aristocrats, farmers will get additional bonuses from this economy, and still, because a majority of our population, like 90-something% is peasants and farmers, I think it will be really beneficial for us. And continued development of technologies, I think we need focus on dialects. This technology allows to use philosophical department for universities, which will increase throughput bonus of all universities higher, significant. I think it's increased approximately 50% all universities. And me, as Chinese emperor, I think it will be smart idea to invest more and more money into technology, because only one reason, guys, why China is still safe, why no one invaded inside China, why no one destroyed China, is our investments inside technologies. Only because we have now advanced military, relatively advanced, of course, it's not better than British military, of course, but it's kind of competitive. Only because of this we survived. So we need to invest more into technology, because it's a technology which stopped Britain and other European powers into invade China. If we will become backward in military technology, as we were before, we will again start be invaded and suffer from European occupations and aggressions. And surprisingly, my smart ideas of enacting agronism economy inside our country from traditionalism is really welcomed and supported by rural folk and intelligentsia as well. This is really nice to see that intelligentsia and rural folk see benefits from this. So we will develop and try to pass these laws for continue to develop China with support of farmers and intelligentsia. Looking to all of these reforms, many people from around Asia decide to migrate into China because they think they can build some political career because of these rapid changes of laws which I started to do. But I must say I'm not wanna see these people inside China, because for example, Miagushu Iki, one guy wanna come to China, but he has royalist ideas, and royalism is kinda nice for me because I'm a king, I'm emperor, but let's not be naive. This guy will start to support absolutist movement, and absolutist movement will try to put any sticks possible into my wheels of modernizing China and trying to save China from European barbarians who trying to rob us, you know? So for that reason, I will say, yeah, I understand guys that you want to help developing China, you think that you have better views than emperor or royal, but I will not allow immigrants, especially political immigrants, arrive to China. It will give me -5 prestige, but it will significantly decrease my radicalism, like -10% for the next 5 years. I must say, situation with radicalism become kind of noticeable. Radicals is growing in China and only rapid modernization and reforming of country can maybe stop China from falling into trap of complete radicalism. Yeah, because we already know that when I passed reform of church religion and when I passed reform of tenant farmers, it significantly decreased the amount of radicals in China. And if I will stop to pass reforms, my amount of radicals will start to grow out of control, and it's continue growing now, and my loyalists almost not growing compared to radicals. So situation become dangerous, and we need to put more efforts into control this. Despite all of the problem with Great Britain, my intelligentsia literati decided to admire Great Britain because of their technology and their wonderful culture. And you know what? I'm kinda agree. Despite I don't like Great Britain, I like their technologies. So I will allow the creation pro Britain lobby inside my country for just get technological spread. And situation right now for next 2 years become better definitely with small arms. I continue try to build my factories, but exists a one problem. We completely run out of all iron and all wood for guns. So we can't construct any guns anymore. No matter that I construct more factories, these factories just have shortage of hardwood and iron. So for solve this problem as government, I will start to invest a lot money into iron mines and logging camps. As well, our diplomacy with Portugal was kinda successful. Portugal decided that give us one general, Antonio José Sousa Manuel de Ornoja, as military consultant, and this is incredibly cool thing. Well, of course, we will owe an obligation towards Portugal, and if they will want some help from us in the future, well, we will definitely need help Portugal for this, but we're getting 100 technological spread bonus for military technologies for 5 years. This is crazy. This is unbelievable. So of course we accept they are consultant, they are military general, which they want to help us, and it was incredibly curious. Seems Portugal decided that we are doing incredible amount of favorable policies towards Great Britain, and they decided to try some opportunities because they see that I as emperor are very cooperative. I'm trying to build relationships and not betray people, right? I understand that my country is still very isolated and very closed, but I'm trying to do my best what I can for change it, for make China a better place for everyone, including for region investors maybe in the future. Landowners really become mad at me because I failed to pass something which I promised towards them. I promised them to pass some law, but I was not able to pass, and now they incredibly evil with me. -6 they are really unhappy. And right now what they want to do, they want to do coup inside my government. They want to cancel my agronism reforms and for traditionalist economy still be traditionalist. Well, that's really kind of crazy thing, and that's really look very dangerous in my opinion. So I hope it's not gonna happen, and I hope I will be able to prevent my landowners for to control completely in a country power. I will try to resist this coup, but it will advance incredibly fast, incredibly powerful. Is it gonna happen because of incredibly huge amount of coupist commander, like 13.2? Well, so for prevent this, we need definitely try to put out all military from this guy, but we need to do this carefully, because otherwise he cannot decide something and to try to do civil war inside our country. Well, that'll be really not good. So what I'm gonna do, I will try to transfer some of our troops from him into other legions, into other armies, and may it will work or maybe not. Let's move 29 towards new legion. This military general become aware that we start to move their troops away from him, and he accusing that government is interfere into military affairs. So we don't have enough proof that he is kind of trying to do revolution inside our country. For that reason, he trying to say that we are doing something, but I have a choice to try to inform my men for try to take positions and prevent this any efforts from him, or I can try to maybe ignore this situation and to increase radicalism inside officers and servicemen in my country, which is kind of bad thing to do. For that reason, I'm not sure about this if I wanna do this. I don't know about this guy. I'm gonna say I don't know for sure. Okay, we will just try to inform my man that he is trying to do it, right? And we still anyway getting huge amount of progress. I mean, coup is going incredibly fast, incredibly powerful, and it's very hard to do anything against this, not gonna lie, guys. So despite he have very little military in reality, he's for some reason continue have incredible amount of power in the country. Well, maybe one of the reasons how I can do it is I can try to maybe hire over generals, which will not support him because he technically landowner. And if I will, let's say, hire armored forces, probably it will decrease his influence. Let me see. Oh yeah, look at this. This is decreasing influence definitely. But what I can do, like, seems only one option which I can do. I need to try to completely unassign all commanders from my military troops except this guy, because if I will assign him, he probably will try to do revolution. But I can, for example, put out absolutely all influence of my landowners, just going to all our Chinese armies and put out all landowners generals, for example. Does it will works? I don't know, but I'm signing it right now. Decree for unassign all landowners commanders for all power which they can potentially get in civil war were nothing. Also, one of the options I can do, I can send this guy very far inside North Mongolia for try to decrease his influence on my capital affairs. Well, technically this is not betrayal. Technically I'm not trying to say, oh, I will arrest this guy, or I will say, oh, you're enemy of the state. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, we need as a Chinese government for you go into North Mongolia and do some military exercise there, because imagine Russia invade China, right? So technically this is kind of working. And look at this, yeah, our progress right now start to diminishing. Their influence inside our country start to diminishing. Yeah, it's worked perfect, guys. That's perfect. So I must say I'm very smart emperor of China. I'm not trying to go a direct civil war with this guy, but I absolutely limited him completely and his political power group landowners in any possibility for prevent me to pass agronism. That was close. I was really worried that they will do civil war or try to overthrow me, but we completely overpassed this. And China, what? Spain offered me a trade treaty for I transfer them furniture. I think it's strange. But I guess I can, no? But I think it's strange. Also, one of these guys who supporting this general fall off the window from our government and administration. I don't know what happened, but I can try to help this guy for decrease influence of Asin Diorio and decrease his coup even further. Right now, they have quite big progress, and after this, we're decreasing their coup very significant. It's wonderful. And after a couple of weeks, I noticed that my strategy really started to work. -2 from Coupist commander located in strategic region with no incorporated states. Because Inner Mongolia is still considered not Chinese territory, it's just considered lands which we're controlling, but we not have incorporated them inside our government. For that reason, this commander arrived here and he's standing at middle of nothing, and despite he wanna overthrow my government, what he can do? He just sitting in middle of Central Asia without any political influence. Yeah, that's how you successfully destroy coups inside your government, guys. It was just brilliant. One general of landowners surprisingly decided to support this guy, but we already find out this, and we will just arrest this guy and throw away him from commandment. He will cease to become general, and it will decrease coup even 15 more. It will decrease relationship with landowners to -2, so in total it would be -10 relationship with landowners in my government. But let's be clear, it's already war inside the government. Yeah, this is not civil war, but this is bureaucratic war inside our government and fight for political power. One emperor against the most powerful landowner group in the country. These landowners controlling 51% of all political power in our country. So I'm really risking to fighting against them alone. But hard times require hard decisions, right? And if I should become hero of China who saved China from degradation and traditionalism, yes, I will do it. And in January 1845, I getting armored forces support for fight with this coup and this conspiracy and these revolutionaries guys who wanted to prevent me from agronism. Armored forces is my military forces faction. Well, they don't have a super lot influence in my country. They controlling only 10% of my country, but technically all officers supporting them a lot more than any other faction. So right now, when I get their additional support, I get 20% interest group political exchange for 2 years. I also improving the relationship with them, and they will help me to destroy this coup even further. And now this coup is completely destroyed. They have zero chance that they will overthrow my government. Fascinating, guys. As well, while all of this development of China and kind of coups, I now decide that my investors really do not believe significant in future of China, and they're investing very lot of money inside Korea, developing Korean economy. And it's not so bad, right? But this is not China. For that reason, I issue new decree which prohibit any construction of foreign assets in Korea, Tibet, or any other state. So right now, my investors will be allowed to build only inside China, which I believe it's a smart strategy, because already our politics become kind of not good. Like a relationship with Korea kind of spoiled, and with Tibet as well. And I think one of the reasons why relationship with them is spoiled is because economy of Korea growing very rapid, like from 5 million to like almost 10 million. And I think this is rapid growth of economy is quite a lot explained by our investors, because for some reason they was preferring to invest money inside Korea rather inside China. Well, that's probably because of opium addiction of Chinese population and huge problem of crime rates, but I don't care about this, right? Opium is already banned and I wanna for my investors invest inside China. The conspiracy which they created against my government of landowners is completely destroyed. This general is no longer trying to overthrow my government and we get incredible huge success. Landowners losing 10% of their influence in our country for the next 5 years and our commander general losing popularity -50 for the next 20 years. Congratulations guys. Coup completely destroyed and agronism has now 44% chance of success. Agronism supported brutal fault and no one will be able to stop me from change traditionalist economy to agronism economy at this point. And our opium addiction successfully solved. Passed already 10 years and we successfully rid of all addiction on opium. In 1845, our addiction for Manchu and finish it completely. So right now for next 20 years we're getting -2% mortality for all China and -25% of radicalism and 25% of loyalists. Guys, this is a wonderful day. Finally, all of this time we were suffering so long time for opium now solved. Great Britain was incredibly busy with one war inside India as well, inside war with United States of America, but also let's not forget this, we were putting a lot amount of money inside our military. So right now we have 8,000 army projection. This is more powerful army projection than any other country in the world. Russia has only 5,000 projection. So it means right now China officially become the most big country in the world with the most big amount of not only just economy but as well military power. And thanks for our investments in technology, we not lost opium wars. Great Britain were so scary about us that they never declared war, while in real history Great Britain declared war on China and conquered China and destroyed China and forced China to buy opium. But we successfully passed this, and right now we don't have any problems and we don't have any more penalties on anything. That's fascinating. That's really fascinating. Right now we can even start to do maybe political movement, start to think what we can do. Also opium addiction really improved quality of life in the China very significant. Immediately I saw like this spike from 7-point life to 8-point life standards of living. It means right now our population will become less radicals, quality of life will become better, and we can spend right now more resources on industrialization of China, or in our case spreading more universities for spread better education and knowledge. Our technological spread is already almost 53 and it's really good success. As you can see, we're getting 4% for unspent innovation from our universities which we're constructing. And as more universities we will construct, more technological spread we will get. And it will be our goal for next maybe 5 or 10 years. Despite, of course, I can maybe try to build my military and start maybe invasion inside Indonesia as well. But problem is that I don't have a lot of influence in Indonesia and I'm risking to spoil relationship with East India company if I'm gonna do it. So probably despite I say we can start acting or doing something aggressive, maybe it's not smart strategy. Maybe right now it's better just focus on self-development and use all money possible for build more universities and build more industrial sector. In October 1845, Great Britain even offered us establish embassy. Well, seems it's many politics inside Great Britain right now start to figure out that it's impossible to subjugate China and they need to try to find other ways how to deal with us, and they wanna try to do peaceful agreements and establish embassy for influence on us in peaceful way. And you know what? I'm absolutely agree on this. As Emperor of China, I will allow Great Britain to absolutely establish embassy in China, but instead I will ask for Great Britain teach us society technologies. We will get 100% technological spread for society technologies for the next 5 years. That's unbelievable. Of course, it will create obligation for us. I mean, like Great Britain will be kind of use us maybe in the future because we will own obligation to Great Britain, but it's absolutely fine. Only what China need right now is technology. And if Great Britain wanna spread technology for us, I'm allow them to do embassy. It's really very big difference. From 50 technological spread, we're getting 120 technological spread. So it means all technology for the next 5 years we will discover 5 times faster than we will do otherwise. That's really very impactable thing. In 1846, I visited Spain, or my, let's say, embassy visited Spain. And goal of visiting Spain was very simple. It's only one European country combined with Portugal which has good relationship with China, and we signed a Valencia agreement with them, which was incredibly big deal for us. We promised trade privileges towards Spain for improved relationship with them even further, but they promised for us that they will help us to pass Mercantilism law, because still we have isolationist laws, which allow us to trade only in one small state inside China. For that reason, we have troubles. We really cut down from world market. We can't import iron, we can't import meat, we really stuck it, you know? And it's happened because only one city, state, like inside Macao, have ability to trade with China. So we need pass mercantilism law if we want to develop our economy. And Spain don't want it to help us, of course, for nothing. We saw it was trade privileges, but as well 3,500 pounds, we will transfer them. But trust me guys, this is completely and absolutely worth it, because it will give additional 10% chance that we will pass mercantilism. In June of 1847, successfully we passed Agronism, which means our traditional economy finally will start development in capitalist world of 19th century. Of course, it will be focused on Agronism, but it's a lot times better. Also, the reason why we have problem with technology, because we are isolationists. We have very closed ability to develop, because we literally cut down ourselves from the world. For that reason, finally, I think it's the time when we need to try to pass mercantilism. We need to try to convince all people inside our government that we need to pass this law. Right now, we'll have 10% only chance because of help from the Spain, which we're paying 2,000 or 3,000 money. I see that rural folk is against this because they consider isolationism is good for them. But in reality, this is a very wrong idea. But these peasants believe that communication with world is really bad, especially if you took as example Opium Wars and what foreign powers did for us. So I understand rural folk, but I must say I need to put everything I can for get mercantilism. For that reason, I will try to talk with rural folk and convince them to not be against this. The most easy thing which I can do here is offer them political concession. So if they will agree to not be against this law, I will give them additional benefits inside the government and additional positions. It will decrease my authority further, but it will be super smart strategy and super important for mercantilism. So even with this commitment, with this agreement with rural folk, it not means I will pass mercantilism, because it's still 10%. But as Emperor of China, I really must put all efforts I can for doing it. Despite agronism reform created really big problems with bureaucracy, I get minus 4,000 bureaucratic points, which means I wasting taxes, my government's wasting dividends, and it's working really very terrible. I already see incredible amount of benefits inside China. All people like my manor houses, aristocrats start to reinvest money in large scale. We had approximately 70,000 reinvestments in our economy, and immediately after passing this law, we have now 254,000 of reinvestments inside our economy. We literally increased the amount of our reinvestments more than 4 times just because we start now adopt capitalistic economy rather than traditionalist economy where people don't care about prices and just care about peasants and very basic food, you know. And this really very fascinating to see. Our economy is 112 millions, and I believe we are standing right now at the point where our economy will start to grow faster than ever. Also, successful efforts into dialects, we have right now opportunity to improve our universities. Right now, all our universities in our country producing in total 121 innovation points, and once we adopt new methods of philosophy department inside universities, it creates 156 points. So it's literally 50% growth of innovations, and this is fascinating, just simply from one technology. So right now as government, I will try to put more efforts for bureaucratic technologies in production. I don't know why I say bureaucratic technologies in production, just technologies in production, because already we're getting huge help from Portugal for military technologies, and for society we're getting huge help from Great Britain for next couple years. But technology in production sector, absolutely not getting any bonuses. We're getting just technological spread basic 79 here. For that reason, we need to invest money into these technologies. While I was trying to convince my population to pass mercantilism laws and cancel our isolation, I get support from surprisingly place Netherlands designed to help me. Of course, I will own obligation towards them, but they promise 100 technology spread for production, and this is unbelievable. This is exactly what we need right now now for our economical growth. So this is one wealthy guy will try to help us and we will own obligation to Netherlands. And I absolutely agree on this because especially production technology is which is holding right now China from success. I noticed as well that our relationship significantly decreased with Russia because they get claims in our northern territories. Also, Great Britain seems start to planning attack us. For that reason, what I decided to do as emperor, I decided to do conscripts revision. I literally just combine all conscripts into one small army and just calculated how much conscripts in total we will have. And now all world will see this. That in total our professional military is 370,000 soldiers, but as well we can mobilize 799,000 conscripts. And that number is crazy. That number is bigger than Russia or Great Britain or even the East India Company can mobilize in theory. So for that reason, I hope that will be sufficient for prevent Russia and Great Britain for aggression, because Great Britain and Russia are still aggressive towards us and they want to conquest us. And in August 1849, we successfully passed Mercantilism. And this really will change all our economy. It will change everything. Now we will no longer try to depend on some small states with Portugal or like Britain trading with us. Now we will be able to develop our own industries of trade and our own merchant marine industries. That's big success, guys. Incredibly big success. And next law which I will put efforts to enact in my country will be dedicated police forces. It means it will help me to decrease radicalism inside my countries, and also it will decrease penalties from turmoil. Amount of radicals is growing unfortunately in China. We have already 34 million people who is already radical and don't want to live good in our country. So it's important will be to prevent them from destroying our success. In 1851, I rewrite my agreement with Spain about help me to pass mercantilism. Instead of this, now I start ask embassy inside China and as well embassy inside Spain. So it will help me to start get recognition. For get recognition, I will need to get approximately 200 points of recognition, and now it will grow 1 point every month. Thanks for embassy inside Spain. As well, I put quite a lot of my diplomatic efforts for convince Prussia as well allow me to establish embassy inside them, which means we'll accelerate recognition of China inside the world. After almost 10 years since we passed this law of mercantilism in 1854, I must admit, yes, despite I was expecting that it will help to grow our economy, in reality it's kinda damaged our economy. Our economy fall for almost 20 millions and it's still not recovered even after 5 or 10 years that we passed this law. Well, it's happening mostly because we had mercantilism, which give us kinda very bad export advantage, like very bad import advantages, and our economy mostly was importing products for growth. Like for example, right now we continue importing more than half of all iron which we consuming, which we're producing, more correct to say, and that's main problem. Yeah, for that reason I absolutely agree that isolationism was not bad for Chinese economy, but let's be clear, our technology start to spread more fast. Also we get recognition right now, and we're getting recognition which will be impossible in isolationist economy, and right now we kind of trying to stay in low tariffs, which my tariffs continue 0-0, so I'm not trying to earn any money on tariffs as a government. I'm trying to create economy which will be competitive in the world market. As well, our improvement relationship with Austria benefited quite good, and we right now can also establish embassy inside Austria, which meaning right now our recognition will go 1 point more, which decrease amount of time which we need for pass this recognition 50% less. And that's a smart idea to do. Our relationship with Russia also surprisingly become cooperative. I don't know why it's happened, but for some reason Russia decided that it's impossible right now to conquer China, and this was correct decision. Russia have 6,000 military power projection and we project almost 10,000. So Russia seems to figure out that it no longer has any sense to do anything like this, especially that we improved our relationship with Prussia and Austria as well. We have embassy there, and seems Russian ambassadors visited our embassy inside Austria and Prussia, and they figure out that we don't have any ambitions, we don't want to conquer Russia, we don't want to do nothing, but what we want is just develop China and help Chinese people to be better. So, and we, to be honest, like he's emperor of Russia, well, I'm emperor of China, so technically we have a lot more in common than things for fight. With growing of our recognition right now, our armored forces start to say that fact that Portugal people controlling Macao is not good. And you know what? I think I agree with this. We must say that Macao is rightfully Chinese. It will spoil relationship with them, but it will help us to improve our recognition in the world, showing that we are no longer just some barbaric power, we are recognized power. Despite we not recognize that power, but if we will act as recognized power, it will definitely help improving situation significant. Also one of the acts which I can show to our world that I will decrease autonomy of Korea. It will definitely show that I am respected, recognized power. So officially right now Korea will become my vassal. And Tibet, country which was very long time kinda independent from China, I will just completely annex. It will be first time for a very long time when China will show its power. Of course, you may argue that this is not very fair because Tibet has almost nothing. They don't have any military and it's relatively easy to war inside Tibet started not in our side, definitely. Tibetans were very successfully defending their positions and causing massive losses of troops for us. So it's kind of showing that Chinese military is impressive, but we are not very professional. Because we literally have peasant levies, which means we conscripting peasants into our army. But amount of our troops were so enormous that no matter that a good defense of Tibetans, we will probably crush them relatively soon. In 1855, first railroad appeared in the China. Now our troops will able to relocate with trains if we will have some big war, but as well all our products, all our grain, iron, wood will be transported around the China with our railways. And it's also market the first time something changing in our economy. Now we will need definitely, I believe, start the construction of real factories. We have still big shortage of tools in our market, we still have big shortage of iron in our market, and I as government have planned to solve this problem, as well as have shortage of motors even in our market. So I believe we need to start industrialization of China, but we can start with one region, with our capital. I will increase my social mobility inside Beijing, as well I will increase road maintenance, I believe, for increased construction speed. And we will start to construct motor industries and steel mills factories, or start to use steel for produce instruments at more better prices and large scale than we do now. Because producing tools from iron, which is doing right now majority factories in our country, it is less profitable than produce from steel. But fundamentally, it will not solve problem with education in our country. Literacy level is super small in the China, and China is big. So if we want to solve this problem, we need religious schools, at least religious schools, because we have religion state and we have state religion. For that reason, we can't do public schools. So we will try to enact religious schools, and I asked Spain to help me to pass this law. We'll pay some money, 2000 for Spain, but it's really nothing for China. This money is super small. But if Spain will be helpful in passing this law, it will be completely changing structure of our economy, because right now we still are agricultural economy, and such shortage of workers in Beijing is very noticeable. For example, in iron mines right now working less than 5 or 10% of workers of total maximum, right? Literally 10% of workers only working right now in Beijing iron mines. And this is incredibly bad. And this is happening because we don't have enough skills, enough qualifications for people who work on these factories. In this case, it's more about maybe money, but when you see shortage of workers in the factories, it's literally because of qualifications. For the reason, as Emperor of China, for thinking what to develop more in China, I believe we need to put efforts in education. In January of 1856, the last troops of Tibetan's army were completely surrounded and destroyed in the mountains of Tibet, which means Tibet now will be officially part of China. Does it was necessary? Does it will be beneficial? Technically no. Tibetan economy was incredibly small, and this transition will not change probably nothing in our policies. But this was a sign for European countries that right now China is growing, and we can annex other countries near to us or our subjects as the same as you do this in Europe. So you must respect China. After a little more efforts, I was completely able to convince Russian emperor to sign embassy with China as well. So now embassy will be in Moscow, and it means we will start getting recognitions even more. Now we will get 4 points every month. It means less than in 2 or 3 years we will be able to get complete recognition with European powers, because right now our embassy located in Russia, Austria, Russia and Spain. We start to discover many technologies from Europe, which is very useful in China, and one of these technologies is fertilizer, which improve significant all profits around all our farm. It's almost increased 50% yield on all wheat and rye farms without any additional money spendings. Literally, what in ranches we're producing, we're consuming this in our farms, and it's increased productivity of them. In 1857, we successfully passed religious schools. It's created some shortage of our bureaucracy, definitely, but it means universal education now will be available in China, and literacy level will start to increase very significant, which means we'll have a lot more potential workers in our factories. But keep in mind that it's not without downsides. For example, because we will start to spend a lot money on education right now, and people will become more educated, they will start to require more high quality of life, and higher quality of life will be hard to do anything for us, because right now at current situation in China, our population is growing faster than we can provide jobs towards them, unfortunately. So it's creates big challenges how to give job to all of these people, to this fast growing population. And in July 15/7 we become absolutely full recognized country. We signed several contracts and several agreements inside Prussia. Wonderful. Now China considered second the most prestigious country in the world, thanks for our huge population and our very big economy. But not put illusion in our eyes, our standards of living 6.9. We're living more worse than almost everyone in the world. China is one of the worst places where you wanna live in the planet Earth. So, despite recognition, it not means we should give up and try to not do nothing. It only means we need to try to put more and more efforts for improved quality of life of Chinese people. One of the reasons why our population were growing so fast, it was because of opium recovery. So right now, I believe it's kinda not necessary, and we will unban opium inside China. It not means that Britain will be able to import very a lot cheap opium inside China. It means we will no longer spend authority for try to control this thing, and probably Britain will not try to import many things inside China, so it's completely fine. It will not cause new waves of addictions. So we as government of China constructing a lot buildings, like we have 200 construction sector, and it means we consuming a lot iron. And for example, we importing H100 iron, and this is unbelievable amount of iron. We importing more iron than all Spain producing, right? It's almost the same production of Russia or United States of America. It's only what we importing inside China, and we still have incredibly big shortage of iron, because for solve all iron consumption, we need approximately 5,000 of iron, which is absolutely unability. We cannot do this now, it's just impossible. For that reason, as we continue developing our economy and continue developing more and more iron industry, we're solving this shortage. But because our economies continue growing, we increasing this shortage as well. So it's kind of as one self-circular situation which not solving. After recognition, our quality of life increased almost to 1 point, and this is very big difference from 6.6 to 7.6. Seems we start to now import a lot more resources, and European powers decide to trade with us a lot more equal than before. And also all of this trade help us to improve our economy. Now it's finally reached 154 million, and all my reforms which I was doing for a very long time in China now start to bring profits. The most fascinating miracle of our economical recovering was that we start to have almost 400 construction sector, which is incredibly a lot, especially that we had 200 literally a couple years ago. Start to happen because our construction sector suffered significant from penalty because of a shortage of iron. And as shortage of iron start to decrease in our country, our construction sector start to grow and more. For that reason, right now we not build any more construction sector, but from 200 is growing to 400 construction points, which incredibly good results. Welcome guys to 1880. I know I was not recording video for next 20 years inside this game. Last which I record was 1860 or 1858, something like this, you can check. And it was very successful 20 years for China, I must say. Our economy grew more than 2 times. We successfully become a recognized country. I think it was recorded in the video, to be honest. We successfully passed interventionism law. We passed mercantilism. We get per capita taxation, while per capita taxation still give us less money than land-based taxation. But because it's focused on workers, it's a lot times better. Also, we're improving our education quite significant. Like 3rd level of education, we're improving. Amount of our technology is crazy. We're generating almost 171 technological spread, which is a very crazy amount of technological spread. It is the most big technological spread in the world. We have 255 universities. We're spending more than 100,000 pounds every week on our universities and salaries. So this is very, very expensive. But our investment is growing super rapid. We have almost 900,000 reinvestments, a little more, and we will have 1 million. Our economy successfully transferred from agricultural economy, whereas majority money is focused on agricultural, towards financial districts, capitalistic pure economic. We created as well already 2 companies successfully, and both of our companies right now producing prestigious goods. One company precision tools and one company producing refined steel. Both of them 20% chop-out bonus benefits for our buildings, and I think our companies right now second and third the most profitable companies in the world. Yes, that's unbelievable. China is really now dominating, very, very powerful. Our relationship sometimes spoiling with Russia, sometimes spoiling with Britain, sometimes spoiling with France. I mean, it depends of their politics and elections, but in general what I'm doing, I just trying to do trade agreements with everyone I can for get trade advantage and for get some inputs from them. We have trade agreements with USA, Germany, Egypt, India, Spain, Netherlands, France, Austria, and Ottoman Empire. As well, I have defense pact with Dominion of India in case Russia decide to attack me, because Russia decided to be some kind of aggressive towards me. As well, I have defense pact with German Federation, so I hope it will absolutely cancel any attempts of Russia to attack me. Also, which is very big interest here is that we have prestige finally first in the world. We surpassed Great Britain in prestige. Well, thanks for our economic growth, very big, yeah. As well, we had treaty ports with Portugal, so they were trading from us, and we absolutely cancelled all of this agreement. And you know what? No one say nothing towards us because China is great power. We're a recognized country, and no one can have treaty ports with us. But still, we have situation that this treaty port we can return if we wanna. And right now, I see here that, for example, the most big scary it's maybe Russia, and I don't see that Russia will participate in this. For that reason, I can very brave just demand a return state. This is Macao, and this is port which Portugal conquered when China was kind of weak, and right now China is strong. So we will reclaim all lands which owned both region people inside China and unifying China. As well, we created, by the way, Great China Power Block. It has couple mandates already, external trade level 2. It is empire, definitely, yeah, so I'm not gonna lie that I'm some kind of good guy. No, that's empire. We're developing our external trade, and we will very soon get 3rd level, which will guarantee disappearing advantages of investments. Also, quite interesting what happened is that we grow the economy really very nice, and majority of our time we had 0 tariffs on everything. So our economy was completely market based. And in last year, couple years, I decided to improve my economy. How? I mean, because I decided that many products on our market were becoming cheap, and it means we don't have more market to expand. So we need to protect our internal population from external spendings. What I mean by that, I introduced tariffs. We're getting 125,000 from tariffs, and this is really very good money for government, I must say. Yeah, because we don't have so lot of money in the government. Almost like 10% of all money in the government right now is tariffs, which is quite big amount of money. Austria side with Portugal, all right, it was expectable. I mean, kind of ridiculous, but expectable. I already have skirmish units inside my some battalions. Some majority of my battalions is still line infantry. Reason that I not upgrade right now absolutely infantry, because it's kind of pointless in my opinion, like not has any sense to do it. I don't feel scary from no one. For that reason, I'm fine with this. We still have the most big amount of military power force in the world, 11,000. Russia have 7,000, German Federation 7,000. So I don't feel scary from no one. Well, Russia decided really side with us. Sorry, Austria decided really side with us, and it's kind of strange. I don't know why they're doing this. I mean, funny thing that Austria don't have almost any fleet, so it's very unlikely that they will arrive here. So I guess we will very successfully return Macao without problem. So yeah, talking about tariffs, we have tariffs on tea, merchant, marine, luxury cloth, coffee, opium, normal cloth, and tobacco. So literally everything what I can tax, I taxing, you know. Yeah. Mostly I'm taxing luxury products, but I'm not taxing definitely import of fruits or sugar inside Chinese market. I'm fine with this if they're doing this. But let's say liquor import inside China, well, it's definitely necessary to put tariffs on this. Because this is like consumption products which Chinese people consume, and this money going towards other countries, and we not like this. For that reason, all of this not productive import, we canceling. But raw materials, I will definitely let be. Meat, I will let, but all other things we will definitely have tariffs. As well, I see that we have fine art and they importing even fine art inside China. So we're losing really very a lot of money towards other countries right now. For that reason, I'm introducing many tariffs right now in many products for solve this problem. It's great additional economical growth for us because products become more expensive and all, let's say, art academy become more profitable inside China. So that's a strategy which we're using and continue growing our economy. As well, quite big difference which will happen right now is that we discovered steel frame building construction, and it's a lot more efficient than iron building construction. Right now we have 20,000 millions, well that sounds as nonsense, 20 millions employed people and almost 20 millions unemployed people. So, and we have 80 millions peasants. For that reason, we definitely need to construct a lot more buildings for solve these problems. My private investors construct very a lot of industrial buildings right now, and it's really what I'm enjoying, not gonna lie. But I'm personally, as government, constructing many buildings, which is solving my resource shortage problems, right? For example, very huge investments were made into logging camps or iron mines, for example. For that reason, we even exporting iron, which is quite nonsense. And logging camps alone giving us 90,000 reinvestments. All of this owned by government. So, well, it's kind of working, I guess. So now I will start as well short transition towards steel frame building construction. Like, it's really funny to see this, that we had a shortage of iron and we solve this shortage of iron so a lot that we become first world producer of iron, and also we even exporting iron to other countries, which is quite funny. As well, we're number one producer of steel and we're exporting this to other countries, and the same with instruments. So we really, despite still have a lot of peasants, technically from our balance of trade, we look as industrial developed countries. We export some grains, which is maybe not the best thing, but we have a lot of peasants, so I believe it's kind of fine. But still, I believe it's not good that we export, let's say, grain, because a shortage of food in our market really exists. So just in case, I want to really put maybe high tariffs on every product where we can't export this. As well, we will expand our influence, I believe, in Bhutan and inside Nepal. I mean, this is very small states which has zero almost interest for us, but it's about prestige. We want for Chinese empire start to develop, and we know that Europeans in general respect countries, which is conquering over countries. I don't know, conquering over countries, yeah, something like this. Well, it is 19th century, it's not 21st century. Right now, Europeans do not respect a lot when you're conquering over countries, but in 19th century, times was different. Bhutan even just back down, they don't want to even fight with me, so it's look incredibly easy. I believe we can just as well subjugate Nepal for show that we are influential country and we can dictate what to do. I mean, of course, this is definitely look as kind of zone of influence of India, but as I see, the million of India is fine with this. They will appreciate our relationship and they will not interfere into this. So this is really interesting to see this, because Chinese influence exit of Chinese traditional territories and go into even India, South India, and Nepal back down as well. After several years of waiting, Portugal successfully accepted that Macao is now belong towards China. Yeah, 22 months of war for nothing. Wonderful. Happy to see that Macao now again part of the China. So now officially China recovered all its lost territories inside from foreign powers, and we now no longer humiliated. Right now we absolutely equal with all great powers in the world, and we will no longer have any problems. We now conquer even countries around us as Nepal and Bhutan and spreading our influence. Now right now in my plan I have even maybe go to such country as Chitral can be one of the options to expand. Also one of the inefficiency in economy which we have is guild system, which means 25% of all buildings owned by workers. And you may think this is kind of nice. And yeah, it's kind of not bad, I agree. But problem that we have companies, and these companies cannot own buildings or buy these buildings, because follow guild system, it must be owned by workers, right? And this creates inefficiency because companies has a lot more high productivity than some guilds, unfortunately. For that reason, we need to try to put efforts of rid of this system, but it's really harsh and not a lot of chances that I will successfully convince my population to pass this. By the way, my emperor already died and now is like over emperor, which I'm playing, but technically I'm playing the same, right? I traditionalist emperor, I mean, I want to have traditionalist China, but I want to develop China, you know, something. So I'm traditional reformist, you would call me, something like this. Great Britain tired to be with my enemy, and right now they decide to be cooperative with me. Like, you literally never know what's gonna happen. It's like, it's absolutely random. Sometimes the country hate you, sometimes they want to trade with you. Well, I absolutely agree to sign trade privileges with them. I'm continue expanding right now into Central Asia. I decided to declare war for conquer this region here. Not full, but only Kashmir. This small river here is what I want to conquer. We need to grow our influence. It's look kind of not very friendly to do this. I mean, I agree. But let's be clear. In 19th century, taking territories of some small countries is not aggressive. It's just kind of normal, you know? So we can steal our call peaceful country if we not go at big wars with big countries like as Russia or Great Britain. So I consider myself a friendly and peaceful. Just back down, literally. And we now have very small border with Sikh state. You see it here, literally couple mountains. And this is very big, by the way, state. This is one state which is located in India, and they have 14 million population. And what is the most attractive for me, that they can potentially have a lot opium production. I believe so. Yes, almost 22 production of opium they can do here. For that reason, it will be smart idea if I will conquer this state, maybe, but I cannot conquer this specific state because I don't have enough influence in this state. For that reason, I think it will be reasonable if we will make them protectorate. It will increase our influence, spoil relationship with many countries, and only what I see here that Russia may try to interfere into this war and prevent us from conquering this territory. But let's be clear, does we feel scary of Russia? Well, we definitely not feel scary of Russia, so that's fine. Dominion of India is fine with this as well. They don't have plan to interfere into this. And if Dominion of India is fine, well, I'm fine for sure. And immediately they decide to back down rather than fight with us. Well, this is interesting. They become our protectorate. I can continue expand my influence right now in India and ever conquer Sindh. It's also a small Indian state, independent. They have 2 million population, but what is more interesting, they have even more opium plantation, which I can potentially start to use and grow. Yeah, why not? And you will probably ask me how I will enter and conquer this territory if I don't have border with them. Well, that's so simple. I will just use border with my Khazaraj because now they are my protectorate, and my troops can pass through this land and conquer these such territories as well. And decide to not back down and fight with China. Well, so what I'm gonna do, I will enforce military access through my units here, and they start to have revolution. What? Look at this. They immediately start to have a revolution, and because of this now I cannot pass. Okay, it's interesting. What about military access from India? It will cost me 2,500 pounds, and I will get now military access. Wonderful. That's very good indeed. But they have border here, right? So, okay, technically I can I do naval invasion? Oh my god, how to do invasion? Plan invasion? Oh my god, I cannot do invasion because Korea decided to invade them. Are you kidding me, Korea? Really? What are you doing, Kevin? Technological development is really very successful, and we discovered 11 electric power plants. And I think we did this, one of the first in the world who did this. So we will start right now as well electrification of China, constructing in every state of China at least one electro station. And all of this happened in 1883, guys, by the way. Surprisingly, I was able to pass right to assess, and now we will have a lot more efficient economy because we put out this guild system. Surprisingly, Sin fall into default. What? What is going on? And they losing revolution? I'm sorry, what? They losing war? Civil war? Huh. Alright, seems war finished inside Singh, and now they won state, and well, that's strange. What is going on? I'm not at war with Singh, but I'm at war with Singh. What? I cannot invade inside Singh because I'm not at war with Singh. Just read this, guys, again. I'm not at war with Singh. For that reason, I cannot invade inside Singh. But I'm pretty sure I'm at war with Singh. I am 100% at war with Singh. I am sure I'm at war with Singh. Yeah, thank you, Victoria Free. Yeah, whatever. Seems I need to use debug mod and annex this country because it's kind of bug. Yeah, I cannot invade inside Singh because I'm not at war with Singh, but I'm at war with Singh. Whatever. With help of debug mod, finally we conquered this, and our great China expanding very well, guys. Look at this. Well, we was not able to expand in the South Asia place for some reason because there is Great Britain and I don't have influence there for some reason, but I was able to start expand in Central Asia, which seems kind of not bad idea. Yeah, in December 1883 reinvestment reached 1 million, and I think this is because we canceled guild system, to be honest, like reinvestments grow it. Yeah, because I see that our investment full literally from 13 millions fall to 0. We don't have almost any money, like 57,000 in investment pool of all countries. It's happened because of privatization of all government, like worker-owned buildings of capitalists. As well, we need to think about democratization, because right now we have autocracy and landowners controlling continue all power in the country. Well, I'm emperor and it's not bad, right, for me, but technically I'm sick of my landowners, because they are very conservative people with very strange ideas about how government should work, and literally I was fighting with them constantly. So if I will decrease power of strange people in my government with landing voting, I think that would be not a bad idea. So we will try to pass this law. We will have 20% chance of success, and was showing 20% chance of stall, but now it's 3%. So I don't know, we will see how it goes, but it will be really nice, because right now we have a lot of rich people, industrialists in my country, and they don't have any influence. An industrialist is really useful for us. For example, internationalism could be upgraded into laissez-faire economy, where capitalists will try to privatize all government buildings and try to build super efficient market-oriented economy. It will be really cool thing to see, but we cannot do this. It's just impossible while we don't have voting, while we don't have Welsh voting, the best thing. For our industrialists had influence inside our country. I think it's really interesting to mention that my GDP fall to 20 millions, literally from 426 to literally maybe 400. So it was even almost 30 millions GDP fall because of cancellation of guild system. It's like, I don't know why exactly it's happened. Maybe demand of my people start to decrease because worker-owned buildings was quite efficient and they give a lot of profits. But I think one of the main reasons is happening because of construction. Because instead of building new buildings, my capitalists now decide to privatize all buildings possible. As you can see, for example, privatization of explosive factories in Mongolia and etc, etc. And because of this privatization, they completely stopped to construct anything in my government, and my construction sector from 1,800 fall to 400 construction sector. And right now, as government, I can try to save this situation, right, and improve my economy. Yeah, look at this. I start to construct and it's immediately go high. So maybe interesting advice if you want to get some privatizations or guild system redoing, be careful, because your economy can collapse quite a lot because your construction sector will stop to work. So maybe it will be more smart to have a quite big investment pool before such actions in the future. For surprise of myself, land voting were passed in 1885, and now China became officially constitutional monarchy. And as you see, our flag haven't changed to a red flag with dragon. Also, our such powerful population give us so lot conscripts even without nothing, that I think we can just switch into professional army, I believe, without problem. And even a small amount of conscripts, which will have 1,000 something, it will be more than sufficient for survive against any world attack potentially on the China, and this is really curious to see. Yeah, by the way, our first election passed and we get quite conservative government, but if they will pass professional army law, you know, it will be nice, because we still have peasant levies, which has very huge moral loss, and it's already was noticeable in a war with Nepal. Our troops significantly suffered in this war, and they just lost all morale, literally, and they was not able to fight. Yeah, so moral problem is really noticeable. In 1886, I decided to modernize my fleet. We will construct our troop ships. It will be our first troop ship of China. It will be completely made of metal, and it will really reflect power of China, industrial power. It will be mostly just for transfer troops. We will not build any military fleet, because I want to start to influence South Asia, and without ships it's impossible to do. For that reason, I will use my troop ships for influence. We'll construct 20 troop ships. It will be more than sufficient for our start goal. But I did some mistake. I started to construct a base. I need to construct my modified model. A new mandate, which is available for our power block of Great China, we will develop companies. Well, this was quite sufficient government. We passed a professional military, and I'm really happy to see this. As well, I see very good support for past public health care, which will start to improve very significant standard of living in China, because right now we still have enormous amount of peasants, like 80 millions, and only 30 millions people employed and 20 millions unemployed. So if we will have public health care, it will definitely improve quality of life of everyone in the China, especially in the poor regions. We successfully passed public health care, and now we need just find some bureaucratic points for increase it. It can increase to 1.5 standards of living to every person inside China. Of course, it will start grow maybe a lot population of China. Look at this, we already have 5 million growth every year now, and we had before 2 million. It's literally because of public health care. And also we have some problem with revolution. Well, unfortunately, radical revolution. And it's not look very good, guys. It's not look very good. And only one law which I can potentially pass is right of assembly with very little percentage of success, but I cannot change nothing. So I will try to satisfy my radical movement and see how it goes, but I'm not sure if it will be working good. But I need to try to prevent the radicals from doing revolution. I need to try to pretend that I'm doing reforms inside the government, you know, right? As well, we're gonna continue expand our influence in Central Asia and conquer Kalaat and other small countries here. But before we will expand in Asia as well, we need to improve our military, because Russia is planning to go at war with us, and they have 9,000 military force and we have 12,000. So potentially in some situation, maybe they can go at war with us. For that reason, we will upgrade all our units and we will start to use now skirmish infantry everywhere. Yeah, that was exactly what I was worried. Russia decided to enter at the war with me. Well, whatever. What I can say. Now we need to fight with Russia, prepare our troops, put them at front line and wait war. Unfortunately, right, this very big war begins, and right now we already conquered Bampur. I mean, it's literally our protectorate Kalat. For that reason, only what we need to do, we need to just cross this desert and come to their capital here. It's literally after one mountain, and I think they will be very easy capitulating after all of this happening. Russia is trying to protect them and put very lot of military troops around border with us, with China. So it will look definitely as kind of bloody battles here. But I don't will try to invade inside Russia or go at their territories. Yeah, despite Russia declare war on me, trying to protect this small country, I will just stand on the borders and prevent Russia from invading into China. But absolutely nothing else. Not invading Russian territories or nothing. I will try to pass Welsh voting right now in my government during the war, because I think industrialists increased significantly their support and they're getting more and more political power in our country. For that I reason believe it's kind of will be even more good to pass Welsh voting for our industries get even more power as we can. I see that Russia decided to invade inside our territories here. They trying to use their armies, and I think they kind of even winning war, but I think they attacking here Koreans mostly. Yeah, Koreans has a lot less defense than we have. For that reason, it's no surprise that they're winning this war particular. But this battle, I think they will lose. Yeah, second battle immediately here in the mountain, they are losing completely. We're killing 2 times more of them than we're losing. Yeah, so it's really kind of nonsense war. We're literally fighting for I don't know how to call it, for small state into Central Asia, like in Persia. How much people live? 2 million people only live in this state, but for us it seems kind of reasonable to do it because we're trying to expand our influence in Central Asia. And yeah, we have absolutely maximum advantage here. Our troops is advancing here and will capital conquer very soon. For that reason, this war with Russia will finish as well very soon. Why? Because Russia will have no other chance than just admit that we conquered this territory and it's pointless to fight with us anymore. Yep, and exactly as I say, in each month we conquered their capital and they capitulate. So now they officially our protectorate in Asia here. And last principle which I want to get in my power block, it will be food standardization, right? Of course I will took right now only first mandate, but when I will get third mandate, it will give one additional standard of living which will significantly solve problem with radicalism. And our healthcare is now finally reached level 3 and our total standard of living is now 10, and this is unbelievable. This is incredibly good results because it's we have half billion population, all right guys, but one downside of this that our population right now start to grow in crazy proportion, like 7 million grow per year because of healthcare. So we kind of solve the problem with radicalism because of low standards of living, but right now we will need to construct even more and more buildings for just satisfy this growing demand. So we successfully reached all technology right now in the production. We are absolutely leader in world technologies. We become really #1 country with technologies, and also we are very good at military. We're getting some technologies, but we almost finished it, to be honest, with all of this. For that reason, I believe that maybe for not have problem with radicalism, what we can do, we can decrease our literacy. Yes, we will decrease education inside China for control radical growth, because as more educated people, more radicals they become for low standard of living. And this is kind of controversial idea to decrease literacy for your population be happy, but it will definitely works, I think. Also, I will continue expansion and will now conquer even Afghanistan inside Central Asia. And we become first country in the world which discover automobile engines. And I think it will be a very huge impact on us. It will help very significantly continue growing our economy. It's just fascinating. In last elections, capitalists finally have a lot of influence and they were able to enter in the government. It's created a very unstable coalition, but we in theory can maybe pass Welsh voting if we will put enough efforts in this. And it's really a very important thing, I must say, because what we want to do, we want to pass a laissez-faire, and until capitalists have a lot of influence inside our government, that will be really impossible. In 1894, we declare a world war for Persia to make it protectorate. It's really fascinating to see our influence is growing and growing further and further from our borders. Our third company which I want to create will be Capin Mining Company, which will manage railways and coal mines as well. Also very nice that they have additional industry as lead mines, so it will increase productivity of all lead mines as well. And Persia even back down without war with me. So Great China expanding at Central Asia and literally cut down Russia and India from competing for influence. Oh my god, that's really fascinating to see, guys. If we wanna now, we have ability to go into Iraq and Ottoman Empire at the Middle East and their oil. Oh my god, I get robbery of bank and I losing. How much is this money? I not understand. This is 221,000. 221,000 for 1 year. It's like it's millions and millions of money I lost because of a revolution or whatever is this. It's so nonsense. Oh my god. These some events in Victoria Free scale, it's just become crazy. It's very interesting. We have now one coup inside our government against Welsh voting. Wow, that's really interesting. We not had coups for a very long time and now we have voting. Okay, fine. So what we can do with this guy? We can move him away from our capital. We know already how to fight with guys like this. So what I'm gonna do with them, I will just first of all move away all his troops, for he can't do nothing but to me. Relocate all of them somewhere else. And after this I will send him super very far, somewhere in Persia maybe, or decrease his influence, you know. All right. Well, that's really very nice. We get ability to now replace all absolutist movement, which is against traditionalism, against everything normal, to royalist movement, which just support monarchy. So now people who will support me, they will become progressive people, and that's really big changes right now in our policy, and it's really very nice. It will help to solve our radicalism problem, but not radical revolution, unfortunately. They will still try to do this revolution. So for help to improve influence of industrialists inside our government, what I want to do, I want to just give them as many as possible political power. And the way how I can do it is just give ability to privatizate all buildings possible in my government. Yeah, that will cost quite a lot of money for them, and I guess they will lose a lot money on this. So it means for next maybe 5 years, I as government should prioritize construction of buildings. And I will get all of this money from this privatization and I will use for construct my own government buildings, which I will be also privatizing later. So, but it will definitely should increase influence of them. It will decrease my profits as government. Unfortunately, my government dividends right now is almost 300,000, so it will be less, but at least it increase influence of my capitalists, you know, because right now we still have problems with it not enough influential in our government. Because of this, we cannot do many good reforms because our capitalists still have less influence than some landowners. Well, but also overall it will be not bad for our economy because they will start to buy all of our building, which is now government owned, and they will use this money for consumption inside our country, because right now we already have quite low prices on products. Like if you check them, it's literally almost the base prices on all products, and luxury products like some of them is -14 price, and we really relying right now for export our products, but we still have very huge amount of unemployed peasants, like 74 million unemployed peasants, and unemployed people in general 17 millions in total. So it's 90 million people which we need give some job, and I don't know what job to find to them, to be honest. For that reason, we really need to try to increase our internal consumption. And how we're gonna do it? We'll let building to capitalists, for they start to get profits, and they will use profits of these buildings for consumption. But also capitalists will reinvest a lot of their profits back into economy. So you may say like, oh, why we cannot just give this building to people. Like, I mean, it will be not bad, right? They will also consume, but unfortunately, I don't have any possibility rather than capitalists, because utopian, cooperative or anarchy economy is impossible at current situation of state. Well, very nice that we successfully passed Welsh voting, which is really very good thing, to be honest. Only one problem that I discovered is that my industrialist right now is protectionists, unfortunately, and protectionists is not very good people. So I will exclude my right now industrialists from the government, and I will do repression against my leader. Oh, and I get new leader, which is protectionist as well. So forget about these guys. Everyone will now be protectionist, unfortunately. All right, that is not very good. So what I can do? Can I try to increase taxation on them? I don't know. So if I don't have now ability to try to use my industrialists for modernize economy, it means I need to really go through right now and try to pass laws for give more rights for all people, like in general common voting rights. That sounds reasonable, I guess. But before this, I need to try to pass, for example, commercialized agriculture, because we still have tenant farmers and we still have people which is not free, right? And it's also decreasing consumption of them. So I will put my industrialists back in the government, form coalition for pass new law, commercialized agriculture. In 1896, Coup successfully destroyed. Very interesting. In 1897, growth radical movement forced my government enact even free speech. So congratulations, guys. We can't select censorship in the China. Well, I must say I'm not sure about if it's a really smart idea to do it, but at least it will decrease revolution movement and they will become less aggressive. Yeah, I get them some freedom. We had censorship and immediately get protected speech. Like, it's a very, very huge revolution in minds of people for sure. We get 1 million, by the way. All right, whatever happened in some coup and sit government, whatever. We have 1 billion economy. This is really very good. Our privatization is really nice working. I think our reinvestments is 3 million, and it's definitely increased prices on many products around our country, and it's really helped to create some demand. For example, we get additional demand even for meat, which is really nice, and increased prices on luxury clothes a little as well. So situation is really good, and our strategy in reality working with reinvestments and or things like this. We successfully passed compensated agricultural, and it means right now we will start to increase significantly quality of life of peasants. They will no longer be owned of their landowners, and yeah, that's really fascinating. Very, very good results. The next law which I wanted to work, it will be wage subsidies, because they can increase minimum salaries, very significant, and as well give food security. It will clearly consume wages, but I will probably just pass this law for peace, for pleasant my radicals, right? Because if they will have some government welfare payment, I mean, it'll be fine. I think I will not bankrupt. My budget will be kind of fine with this, but it will definitely help me to have less radicals, because despite quality of life is growing, still our of radicals is growing as well. So like 16% of our population is radicals, because their minimum standard of living below. Well, at December 1898, only one method what I can use right now for stimulate government construction and in general economy in our country is just construct everything in super large scale. For example, if we in past was trying to build something small and like be smart, right now it's just crazy, literally. We're constructing 300 coal mines at once. It's just unbelievable. The same we constructed about maybe 400 wheat farms, and we constructed 200 just livestock ranches in the Beijing. I mean, technically it's pointless. I don't know why I did this, but it's like, what happened? Persia backed down diplomatic play against Russia. What happened? I don't know the side. I think Russia conquered something from Persia, but I don't know the side on this. It's my protectorate. What is this, Russia? What are you doing? Oh my god. I think they conquered something of them. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they definitely conquered something. Hey, Russia, this is not good. Oh, can I return this state or something like this? Whatever. What are you doing, Russia? It's unpolite to conquer Persia. Well, it's so strange that Russia can conquer something from Persia, despite Persia was my protectorate. Yeah, that's really nonsense. But that's Victoria free, guys. Never be surprised. It's very nice. We passed wage subsidies, so now we should decrease amount of radicals in our country significant. In reality, I don't know how much money we will lose on welfare payments. Yeah, 240,000. That's really very lot of money for our government, but we will consider this as an investments or decrease radicals in our country. Because yeah, you see we have almost 18% of our population are below expected standard of living, and 12% of them will now receive welfare payments and will not become radicals because of this. So it's definitely a smart strategy for prevent revolutions in our country. Also, I decided to do agreement with Japan. I'm gonna to try to include Japan inside my government, inside my country, but it will be super hard, to be honest. For that reason, I'm not sure if it will gonna happen, but I can try to offer them some agreement, and I hope it will help me to grow influence above them. And maybe one day I will be able to include Japan inside my power block, but it will be kind of harsh thing. Also, in January of 1900, we finally get second mandate, and we can improve our food standardization to level 3, which will give 1 standard of living. Now we have 11.2 thanks for our wage subsidies, and now we should get 12.2, exactly how we expected. And now only 16.1% of our population will be living below standard of living. All right, it's not sound as very big change, but at least something, I guess. 01, we start expanding in South Asia finally after very long time. I want to make Siam my product trade, and Siam even back down. We finished construction of skyscraper in Beijing, and it's look very awesome. Look at these guys, it's so tall, so bright. Oh my god, yeah, it's definitely representing our success. After this current central planning and technologies, we finally will solve problem with taxation capacities. We still have almost 1 million unrealized taxes, and if we switch to telephone, it will really completely solve our problem with taxation capacity in many states. And this look really crazy. Every year our population grow to 10 million people, just 10 millions. Oh my god, all Ottoman Empire is 20 million population, so literally 2 years and we have same population in China new as population of Ottoman Empire. This is crazy. 1.75% grow. It's just unbelievable. To be honest, I feel kind of scary about this because I don't know what type of job I need to give to all of these people. It's like my economy is growing, but I see that sometimes my investors do not construct in buildings, and I think one of the reasons why they do not construct in buildings is because they don't know what to construct more. Even that I privatized a lot of my buildings, still we don't have maybe a notch profits, unfortunately. We successfully decreased the autonomy of many states inside Central Asia, and now all of them is part of our Great China, and they're our puppets. Literally our states, but kind of independent. Great China. Oh my god, I love it, guys. I love it. This look perfect. Also, small states as Chiang Mai inside South Asia, I will try to make my product race as well. Also, I'm not sure about what else I want to conquer here, to be honest, because Dainam is kind of very separated, and I don't feel it's very interesting to conquer these small states. Maybe Cambodia will be not bad idea, and Laos. Yeah, I think one of the methods how I can solve problem with my radicals is try to preserve prices on food, because as you saw, like radicals start to fall significant, and it start happen very steadily and very sufficient once we accepted welfare payments. But right now we see that our radicals start to grow again, and it's mostly growing because below expected standard of living. So I believe I can put maximum tariffs on not import, I mean export. But I already have maximum tariff on export of wheat, but they still try to export this, so it's kind of problematic. Mercantilism not allow you to install very heavy taxes on food, so for that reason we have this problem, unfortunately. As well, they try to export meat, maybe even. So I have a problem, right? My population growing crazy. I 10 million every year now, and I don't know how to give them job. It's like I have 85 people absolutely full employed millions, but I have still 23 million unemployed people, and I don't know what type of job to give to them. It's like I literally don't have any clue about this, guys. How to solve this problem, I don't know either. It's like absolutely zero ideas. I'm just trying to construct everything possible, and even for my factories be almost let's say unprofitable, but I still doing this. Shortage of rubber is kind of affecting us, so maybe I can try to switch production of steel tools and stop to use rubber for at least tools production, I believe, for solve problem with rubber, at least in short term. And as you see right now, almost all products on my market is cheap. Like coffee I cannot produce myself, engines I can produce myself, so it's not a lot left items. Even car now only 20% price, so even cars are cheap on our market, you know. So I'm trying to build a lot right now factories of power plants as well for decrease prices on electricity, for make production of anything is profitable inside my cities. But it's kind of problematic. For example, they cannot produce, for example, even fertilizers, right? I have factories, but no one working in these factories, unfortunately, and etc, etc. And this is common problem everywhere. It's the same thing. It really is the first time when I saw all of these small countries here in South Asia, I was whole like, oh, what is this? This is annoying. How am I supposed to conquer all of this? But after I remember that I have monarchy empire, right? And it means I getting 20 authority for every subject, or 10 authority or something like this. How much? Yeah, literally I getting 10 authority per each subject. And right now I have 17 subjects or 18 subjects. So I getting 170 authority. And I can increase my vassalization to level 3, which will give me 20 authority per subject. So I will get in total maybe already 340 authority or 350 authority just from my subjects. And 350 authority, this is really very cool. You can use this for taxation on like luxury consumption, for example, which is quite nice. And by the way, we discovered a new company, and Dutch East Indies decided to side with me. Oh my god, I wanted to conquer one small country. Dutch East Indies decided to support them. Oh, that's weird. What are you doing, Dutch East Indies? Ah, they want to conquer Lafang. It's very interesting. In reality, my fleet is not so powerful. My fleet probably will lose battle towards them if I will go at war. So we have here some competition, I see. I have 20 troop ships, but this is troop ships. They not have any ability to go at full battle, yeah. That's interesting. So probably I need to construct capital ships, I guess. Ironclads, probably. It's not that I want to construct very a lot money on this ironclads, but well, let's try to do it. Maybe at least 5 or even 10 ironclads will be fine. It's just for no one annoy me, you know, for they see that I have ironclads and they respect me. Because definitely Dutch East Indies disrespect me because I have very little fleet, right? That's the reason why. And Netherlands, what about Netherlands? How much fleet they have? They have fleet also quite small, so I don't feel scary about this, to be honest, but it's fine. If I will go at war with Dutch East Indies, I can transfer some subjects of them, but I'm gonna say it very clearly, I don't want to do it. I don't see point at war with them. Yeah, I just hope that this Annam will back down and they will not participate in the war. I hope so. Just it'll be the most smart thing what they can do, because obviously when my troops will arrive towards their territory and they will start to occupy this territory, they will get devastation and destruction. So if they back down, that will be really smart idea. Price, we have now war. Well, I didn't expect that it will be such crazy and strange war, but well, it's happened, whatever. So they want to now conquer my small Lavdank. I don't know the name of this one, just very small country here, Lanfang. And well, I think you know what problem that I don't care about Lanfang. Lanfang is 100,000 people, 100 GDP. I mean, I don't care about these people absolutely. It's just they have just rubber plantation and some elite, which is not bad for me technically for my market, but to be honest, I don't care about this, right? I don't care if they wanna quit of this. And to be honest, it's like Dutch East Indies is already have kind of influence here, so fight for them for this province. I don't think so. Maybe I will be fine if I will just give them a Lafang and I will make Annam protectorate, because this is Annam. They have 3 million population, you know, 3 million population here, and they have definitely a lot more resources than my Lafang, so I think it's fine. Of course, you could argue, say that, well, it's not good that when you're losing something, right? Because you are technically China and you're very developed China, so you could beat technically these Dutch East Indies if you wanna. And yeah, maybe I can, but I don't think it will be necessary and reasonable to try to do something here. But and this new company which I want to construct, it will be electrics or motors. And I, to be honest, don't know what to put first, because in reality I already built successfully motor industries and I don't need more help, but it will generate additional profits. But if I will create Beijing electrics, it will give me plus 10% throughput bonus for power plants. So technically I don't know what to do here better, but probably I will just do cars, because it's quite a lot. It's like already in Beijing, as far as I remember, we have the most big 42% of economy of our capital is automobiles, literally. And in many states, successfully states, we have also automobiles production quite big. So increasing throughput bonuses for automobiles will be really a good thing. Perfect. We conquered the state, but unfortunately we're losing Lanfang, and I think we will lose it. Well, but at least I can try, so I will try to do invasion inside capital and land some of my battalions there. Not sure if it will work, but at least I want to try for not lose this territory, right? You low guys, but I'm trying to solve my unemployment problem with art schools. I'm planning to construct 500 of art schools for the next couple months. One of the things which I forget that I have already trained infantry, which I can use technically in my advantage, but I didn't upgrade these troops yet, so I will try to upgrade them during invasion and see if it will work. this. Because if I have trench infantry, if I will upgrade them before, it will work, I guess. But because I not did this, I'm not sure if it will work. Yeah. Oh, all right. We have a little trench infantry here. Look, we have a winning battle. Oh my god. Maybe we will try to force capitulate Dutch East Indies even. Well, that would be really very nice. Yeah. Trench infantry doing really a surprise just for me even. Like 20,000 of our trench infantry troops successfully destroying 50,000 army of Dutch East Indies. Oh my god. And by the way, I didn't put any efforts in this technology. We're just still getting crazy amount of technological spread from our crazy amount of universities. For that reason, we get this technology of trench infantry without invest even money in technology, which is quite funny to think about this, but it's literally what happened. Well, because I decide that our radicals again planning revolution, I will try to pass census suffrage for prevent a revolution. Yeah. And you know what, guys? I get good news. Look at this. I'm solving problem of unemployment literally with just art academies. They kind of working for China. We have 500,000 people working inside art academy in Eastern Hubei, and their GDP, fine art, is like 16% of all GDP is just painting. Yeah, that's funny. Now Dutch East Indies bring even more people, like they have 83,000 against 29,000 of our troops, but they cannot do nothing against our trench infantry. Well, of course, I also increase their spendings on supplies and increase their morale with opium, alcohol and other stuff like this, but it's still kind of funny to see this, how little army of China can destroy 83,000 of Dutch East Indies. Well, it's like I'm not winning nothing of this, I just not losing my Lafang. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, guys, to be honest. It's like, it just war, you know, it's just for not lose prestige. It's like, it's pointless war what I'm doing right now, but whatever. Yeah, guys, you will low, but my strategy with Art Academy is really working. Look at this 70, 90, 100, 100. Like all of this is levels, how much I constructed in each of this state. Well, I'm intentionally trying to construct right now them in a places where it is the most high unemployment for solve problem with radicalism. And you know what? I think it's kind of working, which is kind of cool. I enjoy this. It's like it's decreasing price on them. Yeah, obviously. But what is curious about fine art is that despite I consuming a lot of this and I producing a lot of this, my population start to consume more and more as it become more cheap and cheap. So that's kind of curious. And I think I'm world monopolist on art. Yeah, look at this. I'm producing almost 10,000 fine art and German Empire only producing 200 of this. It's like, all right, this is really funny. It's really very funny. All right, number of radicals is keep growing. So I have planned to increase 5 level of police, force 5 with penalties from turmoil. And as well, I have an option to increase my right now healthcare system to level 4. It will cost me very a lot of money, like bureaucratic points. But because I have now funds, it really will be not expensive for me in meaning of time, at least. I will just switch now production of my administration from standardizing filling system towards funds. And I will get a lot amount of bureaucratic points for satisfy all of this. And also you may decide in my institutions right now that I have only first level of education. And yeah, guys, this is my method how I'm fighting with radicals, because we have a lot of radicals and they growing and growing. Unfortunately, 124 million of radicals, and one of the way how radicals are growing because they have high quality of life, and now they have 18% of my population living in below standard of living. And as you could see here, 2.7% of minimum expected standard of living are getting for literacy. So for that reason, for solve radical problems, I have really now one level of literacy. Make protectorate of Ottoman Empire. Yeah, I know this side, guys, that Ottoman Empire fall into bankruptcy. So now they have 53% offense and defense, and they have very terrible prestige. For that reason, they become literally and recognized regional power. So I was very really easy convincing them to, yeah, I'm not convincing nothing. So I just put war goal as protectorate on Ottoman Empire. And you know what? I think I like this because they have Iraq here, right? And they have probably a lot of oil here potentially, as far we know. For that reason, I just see opportunity, and it's like, I mean, it's increased, of course, my infamy to 77. I mean, which is not very good, right? It's not very good. That's really not very good. But I mean, I will try to behave good, right, for next maybe couple 100 years. It will be quite big war, but only if some European country or America will enter inside this war. If I will not see no one entering inside this war, I mean, it will be completely fine. I can try to ask Germany for enter for this war. I will say, yes, Germany, please enter for obligation. You may ask like why I want to ask Germany to enter here. It's like essentially I just don't want to for Spain enter. Okay, Spain enter. Look at this. Spain enter this war, and I don't want to for other countries enter this war for sure. For example, Great Britain, I don't want to for fight with Great Britain. I mean, it's not expensive, right? But it's just why I need to spend money on this if I can solve this problem this way. For that reason, we entered a German Empire, and it means Russia will not enter this war 100%. Russia like Germany or feel fear from Germany. I don't know exactly. For that reason, we are really safe here. And we will just put all our troops which we have in the front line, and it'll be really very easy battles for us because they have huge penalties for bankruptcy. I don't need to even mobilize big amount of my troops, I believe. I mean, it's kind of funny how I expand China from from Korea and Japan. Now we finish it in Middle East, and now we're coming to even Europe, because when Ottoman Empire become our protectorate, it means China will have influence officially in Balkans. Oh my god. Yeah. And I doing this without mods. It's like it's original game where you can just declare Ottoman Empire your protectorate, and it's happening relatively soon if Ottomans falling into bankruptcy. Yeah, so something like this. That's perfect, guys. I enjoyed. Our reinvestment grow very significant. I think because of our companies, which we created mobile companies, and as well because of our art, which is surprisingly quite profitable. I think 500,000 we're now getting over investments, maybe connected to manor houses. Yeah, and many of these reinvestments is because of art academies, which is quite funny to think about this. What type of economy is this? I don't know, guys, but you know, it's working and it's fine. Our construction sector reached almost now I think 12 or 13,000 because I constructed now additional sectors. So yeah, it will be definitely something really good. Here I constantly losing battles in the mountains, just unbelievable. I don't know what is this, like impossible. This war is super hard because we have very small front line here and we cannot attack, unfortunately. Whatever. And our battles right now with Ottoman Empire started, and yeah, we winning these battles. Sometimes we're losing troops, well, but it's fine. I see that Spain here have trench infantry, which is really annoying. So what I'm gonna do, I will just put machine guns, you know. It's like yeah, we will just solve problem with Spanish people with machine guns. It will definitely works, and I will just give them additional supplies, which will be quite expensive to maintain such a lot of supplies for my military, but it's fine. Only what annoying here is that Ottoman have now radical revolution. All right, this is really kind of annoying. I hope they will not interfere into this war. It will be very sad if I will lose all of this territory because of radical revolution. Like, okay, I hope it will not happen. I will wait until their revolution finish or conquer their capital. I hope. Yeah, something like this. Also, we get finally 2 mandates, and we create a company's level 3 mandate, which will give us 1 additional company. And I already have something in my mind what I want to create. Yeah, we talked about telephones as far as I remember, but also, to be honest, I thinking about paper. I thinking that maybe I really want to spend money on a paper company because we have so lot paper on our market that I believe it will be really a smart idea to have. But paper, unfortunately, companies don't have any benefits in area of electric power plants. For that reason, it will be really smart idea to construct maybe Beijing electrics, and after thinking about something else. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Just I will construct Beijing electrics for 10% power plants throughput bonus, I guess. But to be honest, I thinking maybe company of paper will be better because they will have also right now logging camps. We have not a lot logging camps, like 500 in all China, but they will privatize all of these buildings and will increase their throughput bonuses significant. Also, they will create prestige paper, which will increase throughput bonus for all our administrations, which means we'll get very lot more taxation capacity because of bonuses of this. And really, I think this will be kind of good idea to do. So for that reason, I'm creating right now paper company. And our war with Ottomans is going really very well. Unfortunately, Ottomans losing war to Bulgaria uprising, so Bulgaria will be separated from Ottomans, which is not very good in reality. I will be super happy if Ottomans will have Balkans as well, you know. It will let me to control also Balkans, but seems they will lose Bulgarian uprising. And what about their civil war? It's already started. Yeah, as far as I see here, it's already started. And who winning this war? As far as I see, no one winning yet. Yeah, which is weird. It's super weird war, guys. Now I see, guys. Unfortunately, Currently, Ottoman Empire is really very big troubles. Yeah, their radical revolution completely conquered their capital, and Ottomans become my protectorate. What? Ottoman Empire become my protectorate? Really? And Spain won investment rights in Sindh. Alright, Spain, you could get investment rights in Sindh. Or maybe no, I will not give you this investment rights. So what is going now? Right now, Ottomans will lose a war towards their radical revolution, I guess, because they already conquered capital. So what will happen with Ottoman Empire? I will lose all Ottoman Empire because of this? Yes, of course, guys. What you expected is Victoria free. Bugs games. Only bugs exist in these games and nothing else. It's like my Ottoman Empire disappeared and now appear Turkey for some reason. Yeah. So I guess I'm going right now again to debug mode because I get 75 infamy and I have zero control over Turkey. They become independent without any war with me. So this is nonsense, right? So we go to the back mode. So how I solve this problem? All right, now we decrease my infamy. First of all, 999. All right, now we have zero infamy. Finally, basic rate is 6, I believe. So now we put our infamy rate back. And now we can declare war again on Ottoman Empire with goal of protectorate. And maybe we could try to do yes man, for they accept our conditions. And they will become our protectorate again. It will spoil our relationships more with other countries, which is not good. So it's not very fair because I did second time war goal on protectorate realm, and it's generate very a lot bad relationship with many countries. Like it's spoil relationship with many countries, like more spoil relationship with Spain, with others. So it's kind of spoil our diplomacy, but it's only one way what you could do inside the game. You cannot do nothing else, unfortunately. So right now we have Great China up to Balkans, and yeah, that's completely fair and legal because we had war, and I don't care that happened civil war. I will continue war with Ottoman Empire, and if I won the war with Ottoman Empire and they have civil war, I will just destroy every civilian people who will try to fight with me, sabes? I mean, so right now I switch back to normal game. Exit was debug. Also, surprisingly, we passed census suffrage, which means right now our industrialists will lose election power. Their clout will start to decrease, right? So only one reasonable thing what we can do here is just try to pass a laissez-faire at last time. All right. Because laissez-faire will increase significant reinvestments, like 25 for our capitalists. It will be just crazy. It will make forced privatization, but I already have forced privatization. So what I'm gonna do, I will just try to convince everyone, be good boys, and not do nothing bad, you know. I can try to even add... I can promise to my groups that I will pass racial segregation and other things, only for just do everything possible for pass this laissez-faire law. It will be super important for me. So I am getting 29% chance of passing and 17% chance of not passing. All right. Also, I can try to promise administrative positions for 10 years for my people. All right, fine. I'm getting 27,000 bureaucratic penalties for only 3% chance. All right, and I switched to phone production, all of my administrations, and I still have shortage of bureaucracy. Unbelievable. Yeah, bureaucracy will be a really big problem here, but we need now start massive construction of administrations for solve this problem. Also, beneficial thing to own a Turkey as protectorate is I can put now tolls in a SIA for Russia. I will put maximum tolls for Russia, for they cannot do nothing here, and I will let only ally country to pass here. So it will increase my profits, I believe. No, it will decrease profits. So fine, okay. So we will now not let Russia pass any military ships, and we'll took a lot of money from Russia because we're controlling this Bosporus. Well, that's funny. And we're getting labor movement revolution. So one of the tactics how I will try to prevent this revolution, I will just put minimum taxes. I hope it will start to improve quality of life of people, and we had 18 or even 19, I think, standard of living below, and now it's only 15% of our population below. So it will maybe slow down a little growing of revolution. I already somehow passed drafting for laissez-faire. Only what I need to do is just pass laissez-faire economy, guys, and that's it. I don't need nothing else. Absolutely. Also, I see that many of my private investors are really not investing in China for some reason, so I will try to allow foreign investments into resource industries, into railways, and into farms. So I will not let build factories in any other country. That you will see from 9,000, it should grow to 10,000 immediately, right? Our investors now very happy that I allow them to invest in other countries. It means they will start invest right now into Japan, into Turkey, into all of these small countries which we conquered here, because we have shortage of raw resources, and if we construct raw resources building in them, it will be fine, I guess. Let's see what they will do. They will construct sugar plantation in Japan, iron mines in Turkey. Yeah, that will be definitely smart idea. Also logging camps, we will just help them to develop all of these industries, and it will create for us possibility where we will invest this money, which we have, because we have really a lot of money right now, and we still, like, we cannot have these resource industries anywhere inside China, right? So construct them, it will be a smart idea, while build all factories inside China for they not put away our working places is smart strategy. Our unemployment crisis kind of solving. We have only 20 million people unemployed right now and 54 million peasants, so situation is really look very nice, especially that we have 14 million population every year appearing in China. It's crazy. Now it's really passing 2 years and we have the same amount of new population as all population of Ottoman Empire or Turkey, let's say more. It's just crazy. We're growing super rapid and super fast. And I have a problem to give them jobs, right? We have 2 billion GDP, which seems kind of very remarkable success, but I don't know where to invest money more. It's just all prices on all products are really cheap, except resource products, but I cannot produce these resources, but all manufacturing products are really cheap. You could see only steel kind of expensive, but this become expensive temporarily because we start a huge amount of production of new factories, expanding into new industries, but it will relatively soon disappear, like, don't worry about it. Yeah, and that's crazy. Look at this. We grow the economy of Turkey, I don't know how much times, 2 or 3 times. We literally double it or triple it, this economy. It's like, it's now 9 economy in the world, bigger than Russia even, and all of this happened because of our investments. Right now we own 60%, like 50% of economy of Turkey. Yeah, this is crazy. Inside Persia, it's same situation. We own 60%. And what about Japan? How fast conquest of Japan happening? Alright, with Japan it's a little slower, but it's already 10%. But keep in mind, I literally allowed these investments only a couple years ago. And yeah, that's growing so fast. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, really decreasing taxes helping to improve economy. Like, we have now 2.3 billion and our government, their money growing up, so it's kind of really cool thing. Of course, we don't have any government construction right now. But we're not losing money with even very low taxes, which is really a good thing to see. Yeah, and many of these investments really going aboard, and right now have almost 1,500,000 construction sector used by our private constructors, and it's really nice to see. But to be honest, even all of our markets which we see here is kind of small, right? It's kind of insufficient. We need a lot more possibility to invest, unfortunately. So I believe I'm as government even right now need, instead of building in my own states, I need start to construct buildings in other places, maybe around my power block for decreased prices, for example on wood. So I will just construct wooden camps in my power block everywhere, because I right now am importing very lot of wood from other countries and prices are very expensive on my market. So what option else I have? Like, I can try to increase as well subventions for wood maybe, or iron, and start to pay money for people for they bring resources into China. That will be one of the option maybe, or I could try to buy resources from other countries. I don't know how it will work, but whatever. Yeah, look at this. I just get 42 construction, or how much? Oh no, I think I get more constructions. I get 400 construction of longy camps. I hope it will solve kind of some problems in our economy, but it will increase economy of our countries and create employment in our countries, not in my country, unfortunately. But I cannot do nothing because I don't have enough factories. It's like I just not have ability to construct factories right now, because they are no longer will be profitable, unfortunately. Yeah, what I see here, we have factories, but no one hire workers, unfortunately, in these factories, because it's very super low profits. Even fine art, I don't believe I can construct more art academies. Let me see what about their levels. Oh, look at this. They still profitable. All of them entire has a maximum amount of workers. All right, fine. So we will solve again the problem with our unemployment with art academies, I guess. Especially now, I think we increased quite a lot consumption of art because we decreased the taxes. Oh, that's really nice to see. So I don't know how much much we'll construct? Maybe, yeah, 500 more art academies. Yeah, that's not sound as a very smart solution, but I hope it will solve problem. All right, I was able to get agreement about investments with Germany for no subventions and 3,500 money transfer towards them. You may argue that this is really very weird agreement. Yeah, but I see that Germany has very lot of raw resources buildings, and my investors allow it to build raw resources buildings right now, and as well railways. So I believe with this agreement, my investors will start to build in Germany something like raw resources. I expect to see. Let me see. Yes, iron mines in Tyrol, like at least something they start to build. Fine. Yeah, because I see right now it's not that iron expensive in the Chinese market, iron in general expensive in the world market. So how my plan will be right now, just let my investors invest money in raw resources everywhere in the world where I can. For example, right now we'll start with Germany, and it will be very nice to get this agreement maybe in France even. Let me see how much population France. Okay, France has a very lot of peasants. Such agreement with France will be even more profitable for us. Of course, it's kind of dangerous because France is communist power. Yeah, literally. But I don't think they will try to nationalize my buildings. Yeah, I hope it's not gonna happen. So in reality, I don't matter if France will own these buildings and it will be in a French market. I really don't matter this, absolutely. It's not in my interest. I can maybe guarantee independence of France for help them kind of, but they don't want to enter my power block anyway. All right, fine. It seems I cannot get France because I don't have enough influence in Europe here. All right, so I will need to increase my influence in this region before I will get investment rights with France. All right, now I can do this agreement. Investment rights are guaranteed independent of France. Absolutely fine for me, and it will be for 25 years. We have quite a lot of colonies here, so it will be kind of hard to guarantee their independence if they go at war with Great Britain, but I'm fine with this. I don't have a problem. The most important for France and Germany don't start to kill each other because it will spoil our relationship with both of them. I hope it will be fine. Yeah, France has incredible amount of peasants, like 7 million as we discovered this, and 3 million unemployed people. For that reason, I think my investors can invest a lot of money inside France and construct a lot of buildings there. Iron mines. Yeah, I see very huge construction of iron mines as well in Turkey. So yeah, my plan will be right now fulfill all world market with resources, and I don't care that I invest in other countries and I'm wasting my money. I mean, it's fine for me because China right now is world leader in production of everything almost. For that reason, it's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with this. The most important for me is that for world have raw resources from which we can produce items, because we absolute leader in production of all manufacturing products. I think even is furniture. Yeah, like 10,000 furniture. That is crazy. Luxury furniture, luxury cloth as well. But we're not, it's like we're leader in production of these markets, but we are not dominating the market, you know? So we have some potential as here to maybe try to dominate export market. Yeah, let's think about this. When you check our furniture industries, yeah, I see that they are not have problem with unemployment. For that reason, we can just start constructing a lot of these furniture factories inside our states. We will produce excessive amount of furniture, so we can do the same with cloth. We'll produce excessive amount of cloth without any problems, but we will try to export this into other countries, you know? So that's how it will satisfy our problem, I guess. At least this is in my brain how to work, right? Yeah, and it's happening crazy. We already own 170 levels in France. Oh my god, and we have already owned 3% of German economy immediately. This is our investments inside their raw culture, agriculture, and inside, yeah, as we see here, iron mines. So this is perfect. I not allow my private investors construct factories inside France or Germany or any other country. We allow only construction of raw resources buildings, well, which is really good strategy, I believe. It's like we in the same time develop France, we develop Germany, but in the same time we not help them too much, and we're doing good things for us because we literally don't have now raw resources in the world. China completely suck all our resources. What China can potentially did, and we already did this. So right now only what we need to expand our resources industries in the world for start to consume them inside China. And immediately we enter inside war because Netherlands decided to conquer something from France. What an interesting situation. What an interesting situation. I can also try to transfer Dutch East Indies for 99.5 infamy, but I cannot do this now, unfortunately. So what we can do, we can maybe humiliate Netherlands, no? Why not? They already put strange war goals against Netherlands, so we can just put humiliation of Netherlands, I believe. Or they calm down. Alright. They have quite big fleet, I'm not gonna lie, bigger than our fleet. So it will be smart strategy, seems, if we start to construct new ships. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. Now I have a Great Britain side with Netherlands. Forget about these guys, forget about this. We're not gonna play. So what is gonna happen? They will annex Benin and they will change regime in the French Commune. I mean, after they conquer Brittany and others, well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The most important for they not put any war goals against me because I don't want to participate in these wars. I swear to God, I will just capitulate. They want to transfer Annam. You know what? I can let you transfer Annam if you wanna. It's completely fine. I don't have a problem with this. Yeah. By the way, we discovered one last company, so probably it was mistake guaranteeing independence of France if we don't have intention to help France, but whatever. No, in reality I will be happy to help them. Problem is just Great Britain, which is really a very big problem. Alright, right now I have option to create my last company. Alright, and last company, I believe I will not use telephones because it's not so cool. What I want to use, I think, it's a food company, which will increase my birth rate to 5%. Also, let me create gourmet groceries, which will give prestige good 20% bonus. And also this company has additional industries as, for example, livestock ranches. And I have a lot of livestock ranches in China. And as more rich my population will become, more capitalists I will consume more and more meat. For that reason, it's a really kind of smart strategy to do it. We will give livestock ranches them opportunity to invest, and that's it. That will be my company. Perfect. Very big surprise. France back down. That's very nice. So they changed it now regime inside France, and it was a communistic country. Now is constitutional monarchy. Well, it's absolutely fine for me. We will still have good relationship with France, I believe. It's not a problem at all. It's fine. Unfortunately, France lose some of their colonies, but it's fine. At least I don't need to lose my Annam or not be part of this war. Right, not gonna lie, these foreign investments are really working better than I expected. Economy grew to 2.7 billion immediately, and our reinvestments is 10 million right now. Well, of course, it's because we have now very huge construction sector, but look at this, 97 of this is private construction. So because I let our countries invest a lot of money into France and Germany, like this really working very nice. Yeah, this is perfect, and it will definitely help to rebuild the French economy because I am not feel very happy that they humiliating France. So if we can help France to be a little better, maybe it'll be not bad, especially if prices on our resources will be cheap, you know. Now, and also you may maybe ask me why I create company which will increase birth rate when it will become prosperous. Well, that's the reason of this is quite reasonable because I see that my radicals start to fall from 140 million and below, and I have now minimum taxes, and I see that I'm still living quite good even with minimum taxes. For that reason, I feel like it's fine. We don't have now problem with radicals. Radicals is falling, quality of life is growing significant, and I believe what we need right now, we need just more population. Yeah, we have now only 10 people unemployed and 20 million peasants. Like literally, problem with unemployment and peasants solved in China. Situation really very good. So yeah, we're growing to 15 millions every year right now, but we can grow even more. Why not? That will be really good for us. So now we need to put really efforts for this company become prosperous, because right now I don't see that they are very prosperous, but they growing every week. So soon it will get this prestigious good and will become prosperous and will generate +5 birth rate, I guess. I didn't pay attention to this, but Turkey right now have 111 million GDP. They are the most big country in the world. Yeah, which is really kind of crazy because and also Kalsaraj is now 6th country in the world by economy. So and this is our protectorate. We own 80% of their economy. So it's funny because they are both bigger than Spain and Dutch East Indies, and they together in reality the same size as Great Britain economy. And this is really fascinating, but still they have very big army, like because they get a lot of money from taxes, they created a very big army, and they I think not respect us a lot because of this. For that reason, maybe it will be has some sense to literally restructure our military, because we still had very lot trained infantry for defense mostly, but we not had in reality offensive armies. So I think we need restructure our army, like just put all our military into one army for better understanding how much battalions in total we have. Yeah, we have 75 cavalry, and it's kind of ridiculous, a lot, 300 infantry, right, fine. And we need to separate this into separate armies and build additional armies. I think we need to create as well artillery for be more powerful. Like, so now we have 16 military power projects, and I hope we will get at least 20,000 power projection for suppress our subjects, and also for our countries respect us more. Also, we'll construct my buildings military first of all in the states where I have the most high unemployment. So yeah, I will solve my unemployment with literally conscripting people into army. Right. So I separated army here, and I created additional 100. Okay, this is 100 infantry units, 20 cavalry, and 100 like 80 artillery will be created. So like as this, and we can do one army more the same way. We just separate this 100 range infantry from them. After we separate approximately 20 lancers, and after only what we need to do, we need just construct 80 artillery in the most unemployed places. That's it. That will increase our power projection significant and a little improve relationship with Turkey, because they think now that they are cool, they have a lot of money, that they can declare war on us for independence, and we need to prove them that no, you cannot do this. You will be my little Turkey and you will be property of China. Also successfully I was able to get last mandate vassalization level 3, so I getting now 20 for every subject I have. So 420 authority. This is crazy amount of authority, and I will of course use them for taxation. For example, I will tax coffee, which I not produce inside China, meaning my population don't need to consume this anyway. Also tobacco, yeah, and I can taxate something even more if I wanna. In reality, taxation for silk, that sound weird. Luxury furniture sound more fair taxation. So services, fine art, automobiles, porcelain, luxury cloth, telephones, coffee, tea, opium, luxury furniture, tobacco. Like literally we will tax people with the most things, which is consumed, usually luxury consumption, right? For not try to tax poor people. It will give us additional money which we can use somewhere. One of the way where we can use it is increase our government wages, because they are really very slow. They was always very small for all our gameplay, our history of China, and we now put medium wages. It's increased 150,000 payments, but we increased it significantly more taxes, so it's completely fine. In America, we will do new contracts. I will get investment rights inside Brazil for 5,000. So I will try to get investment rights inside Argentina. Why not? What is their debt? They have debt only 500,000, and they're ready to give me their investment rights. So I think it'll be easy for me. No, I think they don't want to give me investment rights. Whatever. Like it's different strategic regions, Brazil and others. Okay, fine. So I need to move my ships here. So I'm traveling right now with my fleet around the world and try to get investment rights in many countries and trade privileges, because we have a crazy amount of influence thanks for our mandates. In reality, I will be super happy to invest money inside Russia. They have 17 million peasants and they'll be just perfect. They have a lot of resources, but Russia is hate me, so they don't want to do it, unfortunately. I get investment rights inside Mexico, which is really very good. They have 7 million peasants and they have a lot of possibility, and oh my god, we passed it laissez-faire. I cannot believe this, guys. It was really 10 years of sufferment, but finally we get this. And look at this, from 10 million reinvestments we get 13 million immediately. Whatever, that's funny. And now it's funny that they have elections, and in these elections, as you see, my industrialist will lose all votes. Literally, they will become the most unpopular party in the government. So it was literally a last law which industrialists passed in history. Laissez-faire. And in reality, we don't need them for nothing. Also, we promised workers to pass some laws, or they will do strikes on regulatory bodies, but it's kind of not so easy to as they think. So, well, whatever, we can try to do it, I guess. We need to wait until election finish for start to do. I try to pass law for give some rights for my workers, and I get immediately coup. Alright, we have one guy who is trying to prevent passing this law, unfortunately. Well, it's this weird guy. I don't know what he's one of. Brigadier General Peasant. It's interesting. Does he command some armies? He not command any army, unfortunately, so it's very weird. So what I'm gonna do for him, I will just create one I guess, just formation, and I will give him one unit and send him somewhere into Mongolia, for he not had any influence in the capital. Peasant. Where is this guy? Okay, he's here. So now we send him into Mongolia. Right, wonderful. Somewhere far guy, you know, not annoy us. In reality, why I send him there? I can send him even Führer, no? Afghanistan maybe, or something like this, no? As far as possible. Alright. And Germany won, for we enter in a war, which they're doing now, war with Spain, and we have obligation in reality. So let me me check this. Does exist some countries which want to support Spain? Well, I don't see no one is supporting Spain. So I think I can very without problem go to this war, I guess, because if I will not do it, it will have slower infamy decay for a period of 5 years. And yeah, because I had obligation towards Germany, I must go at this war. Yeah, whatever. They put war goal immediately, transfer Siam. In reality, I don't feel scary of Spain because they have very small infantry, very small fleet. Yeah, their fleet is kind of 115 ships, kind of big, but I'm right now building as well my own ships. So I think we will have bigger fleet than Spain in a couple years. So I don't feel scary of this in reality. So we're gonna help Germany. Fine, that's no problem. I will not participate in this war. I will just be, you know, like de facto I will be part of the war, but in reality I will not doing nothing, you know, something like this in my brain. Our food company become prosperous and is give now +5 birth rate, and now we have 2.21% growth of population, plus 17 millions. This is just crazy, guys. 17 millions every year. I give trade privileges and getting investment rights inside Chile, Argentina. They have quite a lot of peasants, and it's absolutely fine for me. Right, we did right now finish it our Panama 8 months complete, so we can construct now Panama Channel if we're willing to do so. We can acquire land in Panama. Well, that's interesting idea, but it will cost a lot of money. 50,000 for 9 years, really? And I don't have a much big fleet right now, so I believe it's not necessary. But in the future we can build here channel potentially. But right now our fleet is still kind of small, so we'll wait until we build fleet, because Great Britain will very easily like stole this channel from us if we don't have protection and notch for this channel. Also, Bengal, India become independent from Great Britain. They have 154 million people and a lot unemployed people and a lot peasants, like 30 millions in total. So we are gonna sign with them investment contracts as well for invest and build new plantations in India. I remind you guys, we're still building many plantations, our resources buildings, but we're not constructing factories in foreign countries. And I must say, I didn't expect this, but my protectorate Turkey decided to return Montenegro. You see, they also subjugated Bulgaria, so despite their more protectorate, they are continuing expanding their influence and conquering Europe. And well, now they will invade even inside Hungary, which is kind of problematic for me. So problem is that they are my puppet, right, and my protectorate. And I see that Russia decided to enter inside this war, and they will transfer Serbia. So problem, I need support Turkey, and I don't know how to support them, like what to do, because we definitely need to go at war with Russia, but how to fight with Russia, what to do exactly, I don't know. Like Russia has very lot of territories in Far East, and they have a lot coal, wood, as well gold, and even lead. So I believe maybe I can try to liberate, for go at war, for liberate Far East. I don't know exactly what it means Far East, but we can try to do it. Liberate country, war goal, liberate the Far East. Let's see. All right. Okay, I see here. Liberate Far East. Yeah, it's exactly as I was thinking before about this. We will get Sakhalin, we will get some territories here, but we will not conquer this. We will just liberate. But once we will liberate this territory, we will very easily make them protectorate, I believe. And yeah, something like this. So now we need to prepare at war with Russia. Definitely. So it will be big war, not gonna lie. Maybe we need to build one army more additional. It will be a smart idea. Yeah, let's do it. I will construct one additional army as well. All right, my army finished it here. It will have 190 battalions of shrapnel artillery, 200 range artillery, infantry, sorry, and 10 lancers. So it will be 400 units in one army. It will be just crazy, super big. All right. I don't know why I construct so big army. Maybe in reality 200 will be better. So probably I will separate this army in 200 later. But for now, its start is fine, I guess. All right. We have here situation that technically front line could be very easily crushed with, as far as I see here, with Turkey. So we need to put a lot of troops, I believe, in this front line for be sure for Turkey not to crush. Very important. Yes. Fortunately, also you see that my GDP start to fall very significant, and I don't understand why it's happened. I think one of this reason is just because pirating from Spain, they start to do pirating here in Ocean Atlantic, and it start to destroy my economy. I guess so. Oh, Hungary back down of diplomatic play. Oh, wonderful. All right, so war with Russia is cancelled. That's something nice at least, right? So we don't need to worry about it. I must say our strategy with creating furniture factories for self-unemployment also working very good, guys. Like I just really go to market, and what I'm doing, I checking what we're not producing the most in the world, where we can potentially start to export. For example, right now we can export a lot cloth and luxury furniture. Well, we have kind of problems to export right now because world really #1 country of production of luxury, but we still have, I think, a lot potential to export this. So I believe we can continue construct even more luxury furniture for decreased price even further. Also about I believe fine art, we can continue constructing. We're #1 in the world and we are leader in the world, but we still can construct more buildings. So our unemployment fall to only 3 million people and 3 million peasants. So we could say that almost 90 something percentage of our economy is completely with work, industrialized. What is going on here? Turkey decided to conquer something inside Hungary. What are you doing, Turkey? You wanna conquer what? Literally, Hungary capitulated, and now Turkey wanna continue expanding inside Balkans. So this is curious. We developed Turkey. Turkey literally was in bottom. Look at this. April 1907. Turkey was in bottom of something, and we make Turkey 5th economy in the world. And what they doing with all of this power? They hate us, and more of that, they trying to now conquer Balkans. This is crazy. So first war, we were able to force Hungary capitulate because Russia was really not a big deal. But right now, Germany want to protect Hungary. So I will not go at war with Germany or Turkey. I don't care about this. So what's going to happen in Turkey? They will liberate Assyria. All right, this is really bad. But I will make Assyria my own protectorate. I can do Assyria protectorate literally. They will liberate now, and I will make it protectorate next day without problem. So it's fine. I will not support Turkey here. I don't matter this. There's a very big surprise that I was put a lot of efforts for invade Japan, but eventually it's Argentina first country which will enter inside my power block for some reason. But they are losing here civil war, I guess. So maybe we will lose Argentina, but that's quite funny. Great China finish in Latin America despite we not had intention to do this ever. It's quite funny to see. All right. As well, we discovered antibiotics. It means we now can put 5 level of healthcare system. Also, I have quite a lot bureaucratic points, so I believe I can increase workplace safety institutions or decrease mortality of workers. As well, I believe we can try to rid of citizenship, subjecthood, which we have here, continue, quite old feudalic system. And we maybe need to get a national supremacy or increase loyalism from our main population. Like, because we have anyway 96% acceptance in China, we don't have immigrants. For that reason, it's absolutely fine. National supremacy or even ethno-nationalism will be good for us, because like these laws will not discriminate almost no one inside China, and it just improve quality of life of everyone. Also, it will increase salaries of all people who have primary culture with China. So it means Manchu Han, and it's like 90% of our population. As well, it's finally time to start our expansion in Egypt. As far as you remember, guys, we're controlling Middle East, Turkey, and now we need to include Egypt inside our sphere of influence. I don't see exist a lot of countries which will try to stop Egypt, like stop us from conquering Egypt. Only Great Britain potentially may interfere in this, but I believe it's fine. And Egypt even back down without war to become our protectorate. Wonderful. Great China expanding from Japan Sea towards Egypt. All right, that's very cool. Like reinvestments right now 17 million, and we have 353 million already in our investment pools, and this is kind of crazy, really. Our unemployment problem really almost solved, but we need still put some efforts. In some states we have 500,000 unemployed people, but it's really nothing compared to what was before. Like, you remember 500,000 people were 1 million, 2 million unemployed people were. It's really nice. And we start to produce gourmet groceries, which now will have 20% drop on bonuses and to quality of life of all our people which consuming this. That's very nice thing to see. Yeah, only 9% of our population have standard of living below expected minimum. That's nice. I must say, it's really feel very interesting to play this way, especially when I have incredible amount of technological spread, right? I have 232 technological spread, and this is just crazy. I'm the most developed right now country in the world with military technologies, with society technologies, and with production technologies as well. So probably I'm the most developed technological country, despite I have literacy on only 40. It's happened because of technological spread. Once any country discover any technology, my 300 technological spread discovered this technology so fast, like it's literally something that we copy this technology and implement in China so fast that no one can stop us. And this war with Spain, I'm kind of tired of this. War is already 4 years and war is still not finished, and I don't think war will finish it. And I don't want to capitulate, because if I capitulate, I will lose Siam. Well, it's kind of funny to see this. And this growth of population, more I look at this, more I thinking it's incredible. Like 20 millions every year growing inside China. This is really crazy. It's literally 2 years and we have same population as Japan added inside China. Oh my god. If we will grow so a lot, it means in 10 years we will get population inside China equal as India, like Bengal and United States of America combined together, 200 millions. And we can reach 1 billion people without any annexation except Tibet. Right, we annexed Tibet, but we not annexed nothing else. It's only China with all of these people, because my power block is not calculated in these calculations. We discover reconstruction of dreadnoughts even, which is crazy. Now our fleet will become even more unstoppable than before. This war is so long that I am able to lose a battle with Spain in Atlantic Ocean, and right now I already rebuilt all of this fleet and come back to ocean to fight with Spain again, which kind of crazy to think about. All right, and we start our battle here immediately. I see that we have only 50 ships for some reason, and they have 60 ships, right? But our total amount of power of fleet hit points is better than theirs, so we will very easily destroy them. Oh my god. Yeah, that's to remind me Stellaris, guys, but I think in Stellaris this look kind of more beautiful, to be honest. Oh, look at this ship is sinking even. Well, all right. It's supposed to look beautiful, right? But it's not look super beautiful, I must say. Whatever. I feel a little strange that why my fleet is together here. Like I see two fleets, but for some reason they kinda not helping each other. I don't understand why only 50 ships participating in this battle if I have 170 ships from this float, and this fleet is like, just not understand. But I think we winning this battle, no? All right, we lost this battle for some reason, and they say my 4th fleet has been defeated. How they supposed to be defeated if they were 2 times more ships than they? Oh well, this is very annoying. The most annoying for me is that I not understand if what is going on now. Yeah, it's like the most annoying when battles happen, I force it to go manually and try to rebuild these ships, like say to them, okay, build here ships more ships here. It's like, it's really annoying me, whatever. All right, I decided to help out in Germany. I just start to use my ships to blockade Spanish coast. Well, it's not, I think, harassing Spanish economy a lot. More what is harassing Spanish economy is Spanish economy itself, with mobilization of various units. I'm so tired of this war that Germany almost forced me to land inside Spain. Yeah, but Germany also quite stupid in this area. They're losing already GDP from 400 million to 369. So like 30 million GDP lost because of very heavily mobilization of their troops. So in reality, I'm fine if Germany just have mobilized troops there, it's fine. What I'm not fine that I have my own mobilized troops, which is annoying me. Maybe I don't need to have this. And my allies as well mobilizing troops, which is not very good, but fine. For some reason, Landfang exit of my power block without any reason, and by the way, we have truth with them. Truth, how it's possible that they exit of my power block, and we have truth with them now. So sometimes Victoria Free just surprised me. You're doing protectorates, you conquered countries, and after the exit of your power block without any reason, whatever. For example, Bengal, Indian economy is completely privatized by China. We just built crazy amount of any plantation, silk, opium, everything. It's like British, by the way, helped as well as also, but because I not let them build factories, they build everything possible, but not factories. So right now we own 53% of Bengal economy. Literally more than half economy of India is property of China. Whatever. Oh, we have some war in Persia. I did not notice this before. I guess we need to go to fight with them. And in March 1919, I think, guys, we achieved what we wanted. Our unemployment literally zero. Only 500,000 unemployed people in all China, and 200 million people have jobs. Like, oh my god, this is crazy. So what I'm gonna do right now, I need start automatization, right? I need to start to apply automatic methods. For example, many of these logging camps, mines, as you can see, I can switch productivity methods, automated methods, which will start to consume transportation and decrease employment of workers. It decreases profits of buildings, but it's increasing productivity of workers. So it means with same amount of money, we can produce more products. What I say even. With the same amount of money, salary will be more high also, because productivity of workers will be more high. Also, it increases consumption of our resources technically per one worker. So technically, it can potentially trigger falling productivity of our buildings, and it can cause some problems. But we still don't use even instruments in our farms, or you could understand, guys. And yeah, it's supposed to be really big change if I will start to use instruments, I guess. I can use, why not? How much it give me people? Okay, immediately. I just switched this method of construction and I get 5 million unemployed people immediately. So now we need to construct factories for our 5 million unemployed people, I guess, right? Oh, it's even 8 million unemployed people I get. Yeah, that's more than I expected, to be honest. All right, we get 8 million and already almost 1 million of them get already job in our factories. That's perfect. Our economy little fall down, unfortunately. $500 million fall down, by the way. All right, it's fine, I guess. At this point, I need just increase salaries for increased spending of my population, so I will put maximum salaries on government and as well military wages. Also, maybe it'll be smart idea to cancel taxes, some of these taxes for increased consumption more. But I'm not sure about this, because look at this. With these consumption taxes, we can have equal taxes on our population. And if I will decrease taxes, in reality, it will decrease just consumption. It will increase consumption of upper class and middle class, but will not affect almost nothing lower strata, which is the most low strata. And inside Victoria Free, the most high amount of profits you're getting, especially when you get like poor people getting some products. For that reason, it's just pointless to kinda increase consumption of the most rich people, in my opinion. Yeah. The most strange situation that we built so a lot farms that we destroyed subsistence farming in Bengal, and right now they're losing 2 million people every year and their quality of life even fall. And that's why I was criticizing Victoria Free in past, because this game is nonsense. You invest money in a profitable agricultural buildings, and for some reason sometimes they unprofitable, right? And because they're unprofitable, in reality, like what's happening is that you could destroy economy of our country just investing in agricultural of this country, which is kind of nonsense. And I get, unfortunately, rebellion, and this rebellion decreased my fragile unity. So if I get 5 more rebellions, my country will be destroyed, dissolved into many small pieces. Well, and it's quite funny, because developers create this game, say something like, oh, you can solve fragile unity if you will rid off of monarchy. Alright, fine. But also if you conclude Boxer Rebellion. But you know what is funny about this? I rid off completely of all property of foreign powers. For that reason, rebellion, Boxer Rebellion cannot happen inside China. So this game not... Like, I progressed so fast, that game not had an idea that you can do this in reality. So I cannot finish Fragile Unity never. So for that reason, I just need to be careful, because if I will happen 4 more rebellions in Tibet, my China will be destroyed. And I'm not understand, to be honest. Again, developers, I want to criticize you. I always want to criticize you. Can you explain me why, if 5 times happen a rebellion inside Tibet, whereas 10 million Tibetans do rebellion, how is, how these 10 million Tibetans causing destruction of all China? Because fragile unity will happen, all China will be separated in like 10, 20, maybe small states. So I really not understand why developers create this system. I mean, it's really looks ridiculous. So I hope you will make China better in your next updates. Probably my developers never watch my videos, so probably they will not do nothing. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna pass it national supremacy, which will now increase salaries of all Chinese population, because 90% of our Chinese population is kind of native, whatever. Yeah, 98%, as you can see, guys. So it's completely fine. Argentina wanna enter inside our power block. We let Argentina enter. What a nice thing. Latin America become part of Great China, but we're not conquering even this. It's just they become our part, but without any effort, which is quite funny. Look at this white piece from Germany. 5 years of war with Spain for nothing. Well, fine. At least I'm happy that this is finished. All right, not gonna lie about this. I'm witness very curious situation is that productivity per one worker is growing inside China, like quality of life as well growing, but GDP is falling, right? And I think it's happening because of consumption of coal and engines, right? Because for produce all of these engines and others, we need automatized products, right? We need to have coal and iron imported from other countries. And because I'm doing this, it's literally decreasing profits of all of our companies which need produce all of this. Like they need import a lot more of this, and as a result GDP is kind of falling. So automatization is kind of a very big problem. It's like it's not working, all right? It's not improving economy, absolutely, unfortunately. I mean, it would improve economy if I would have option as not import but produce myself these resources. But right now I literally run out of all resources possible for very a long time ago, and only one way how I can get new iron or others, I need to import this, and I importing this, and it's kind of more high import, decreasing your GDP, right? So like increasing quality of life, yeah, but at the same time it's decreasing GDP. So I don't know what to do, to be honest. Now it's just situation look kind of ridiculous. I trying to pass women's suffrage, but I don't think I will be able to pass. It's just 64% chance that it's failed, to be honest. So what I can do, I can just increase welfare payments technically, right? As one of the options. I don't know, like try to work as a redistributor inside my government for just increase my GDP, like kind of fake, and meaning that I will just increase salaries of everyone, and that's how my GDP will inflate it technically. And also I feel like right now we don't have a lot construction goals. I don't see any opportunity. Like my company is constructing not very a lot, so I was approached to construct factories majority time in our part of the world because I wanted to dominate, you know, producing my own tools and others. For example, in tools industry we're really dominating. In furniture industry we're dominating. We are #1 exporter, and no one more exporting nothing to other countries in the world. So this strategy is working perfect, but it's 3.4 billion GDP, and let's say maybe we want to construct some factories, but what's the point? Okay, we construct more factories in Bengal, and what? They will start consume more products. They will start to consume more luxury products because they will have money to pay these products, so that we can sell them more luxury products instead of cheap products. So maybe it will kind of work anyway. I'm not sure about this, all right? It's in my brain. So I will just say turn off incorporated states, and I will let them construct the factories inside other countries, and let's see, 26,000 immediately drop to 22,000. Well, it's supposed to grow, guys. I don't know why it's not growing, unfortunately. All right, I see grow 27,000, 26,000. All right, I think, okay, 28. All right, we see growing of construction sector because we let construct factories in our part of the world. Well, that's fine. Yeah, at this point, our export look literally a replication of modern China. We export instruments, engines, paper, cloth, oh my god, furniture, fabric, glass, silk, cars, fruits. We export even fruits. It's crazy. Telephones, opium for some reason. All right, ammunition, guns. We export everything. And so we literally export every product it's possible to export. We're exporting this. All right, and our import is literally raw resources: iron, oil, coal, sulfur, lead, hardwood. We literally have shortage of everything possible, even softwood. Oh my god. So all materials which you're using for industrial revolution right now have a shortage inside China, unfortunately. Quality of life is really nice. Only 2.3 people living below standards of minimum, so it's really very good situation. Welfare payments is 14,000. So yeah, we don't have unemployed people. We're not paying welfare payment to no one, which is really cool thing to see. My poor Italy, look at what they did with you. This is crazy. Now they have Savonia, Sardinia, Piedmont, Provence, Roman Republic, Lazio, Sardinia, Piedmont, Calabria. It's like, oh my god, this is crazy. And of course Luca is still alive, and Repubblica San Marco for some reason. Oh my god. Now I'm thinking like, okay guys, fine, maybe we can increase productivity of my workers just with goal for get more high salaries for them, for increase their quality of life. Because if we as government cannot do anything else anyway, well, at least we can improve quality of life, if not grow economy, you know. At least this than nothing. So I will use now optimization methods for all buildings, rural buildings, where it shines south or logging comes. Well, it must help, I guess, must help. Also discovered arc welding, by the way, which is a very cool thing. Also, it means we'll have crazy amount of construction right now, like 49,000 immediately. Well, that probably will create a shortage of electricity, but it's fine. No problem with this. Well, I didn't pay attention to this, but Turkey now is my protectorate, right? And they are 6th place in the world with almost 200. This is crazy. 200 million GDP, the same GDP as United States of America, by the way, almost 6th place in the world, and this is my protectorate. That's crazy. So my optimization methods, which I see here, is just pointless to use because they will not even increase productivity of my workers. As far as I see here, when we could do something for figure out if it's work or not, we need to calculate the pure situation where we have very lot of workers in one place and not insufficient. All right, yeah, you can see here, for example, we have a maximum workforce, and if we switch to optimized looms, it will decrease balance from 23, like you can see, and 12, right? And we click this and we get 7,000 and only 8. So point is that, yeah, mechanized automatic looms are decreasing productivity, and many factories right now is as this. Like you cannot switch even in steel mills or anything like this. You witness that this is decreasing productivity, and this is pointless. So yeah, only one method how you can handle this is just try to ignore it. Yeah, I see that automatic battle blowers can increase productivity technically, well, in theory, but it will consume very a lot more oil, and we have already shortage of oil in the Chinese market. Not pure shortage of oil, but kinda. So any additional oil will be unnecessary, definitely. Just pointless. And my women's suffrage completely failed, and I was not able to give them worker rights. Ooh. So means we will not have any more workers, unfortunately. Whatever. Situation that I'm sitting on a pile of crazy amount of money. Literally, I have in my own government like 1 billion almost money, and same amount of money in investment pools. I cannot pass laws which will increase taxes or others. It's like just no one is supporting this. It's like graduation taxation will give me additional 4 million in taxation, which will be a lot more money than I have now, but I cannot pass it. So I have wage subsidies, which increase at least salaries and when I increase my welfare payments, which is really nice. But I don't have worker protections. Worker protections will increase also minimum salaries of workers. So for increase further GDP, it's like I don't have any other methods right now, just trying to keeping passing laws for women rights, forgive some women work, or I mean just trying to collect maximum social security, increase welfare payments. And I already have maximum of this. It's like, yeah, almost maximum. Level 4 now will be, and after I will go to level 5. Level 4 welfare payments increased to 349,000, which is quite a lot, but I think it's quite manageable for me. Because sometimes in game was some bug where if you're increasing welfare payments, sometimes you're getting a huge unemployment. People demote of works because they want to live off welfare payments instead of living on normal payments, right, on normal work. So right, I don't know if developers fixed this bug, because I think it's not normal that I was getting crazy unemployment with welfare payments, or maybe it's very realistic. You could say it yourself, guys. You could decide yourself. What is this? I don't know if I will get this problem right now in the last stage, if it will increase my unemployment or not. Right now, situation look completely fine. Unemployment is not growing, so I guess it's fine. And because Venezuela was a lot of time in my power block, I can subjugate Venezuela and they become my protectorate without infamy, without nothing. Oh my god, that's perfect. Great, China is growing. And unfortunately, Argentina entered in the power block of Britain. Well, this is very weird. It's weird. Why are they doing this? All right, because Argentina become protectorate of Chile. All right, and Japan withdraw with me agreement of investment. Japan, what are you doing? Japan, are you fine? Are you fine, Japan? Give me investment rights back. You don't want to give me investment rights, really? What's wrong with you, Japan? Yeah, economy of Japan is really growing very significant. Thanks for our investments into their factories. 100 million economy. It's like, it's literally all our money. Yeah, surprisingly, I was able to decrease autonomy of Egypt, and now they will become my puppet, which is quite funny to see this. Yeah, with Turkey it will be impossible. They will not be able to convince them to become my puppet, but at least it's work it with Egypt, right? At least something. So construction of any building right now is impossible because we simply have zero unemployment. Women rights we cannot pass also. So I mean, what I can do here, I will just cancel my taxes. I will just cancel all my consumption taxes because it's just pointless. I cannot do nothing else here. Oh, that's ridiculous. And what I'm gonna do, I will just start to maybe increase productivity of my regions, like giving them encourage resource industry bonuses, because I can produce as many as possible factories, but I cannot encourage my industry bonuses. Like I will encourage industry bonuses in the places where exist, for example, oil, first of all. All right. Also, I will go to check where I can encourage industry of iron, goods potential, and just increase resource industry inside all places where exists iron as well. Yeah, that's look kind of ridiculous, but I have very a lot of authority, 1600 authority, and all of this edicts is very cheap for me. You know what? Wait a moment, feels like whatever. And the same I will do for coal. It's immediately improved my GDP to 200 million, literally, for like nothing else. I know did nothing else, and 200 million GDP, boom, out of nowhere. Now that's impressive. Fine. But at the same time, you're thinking maybe you need improved GDP, not of resource industries, but of your factories, because you have so lot factories. For example, in Beijing, 165 million from 155 million, all the way 4 billion GDP immediately. That's what you call super powerful decrease. 168 GDP. Oh my god, and this is very crazy growth of economy just because I increased my resource industry. Yeah, that's crazy. So you see, is what I told you. My problem is that I have shortage of raw resources. If you're playing some like as United States of America or something like this, you don't have this problem, right? You can just construct crazy amount of industries, and anyway you will run out of raw resources, as far as I remember, especially of oil. But in my case, well, it's really was very severe thing. So let me see, 171 million GDP here, right? And if instead of resource industry in Beijing, I will try to encourage manufacturing industry. Let's see what happened with economy. 172 million. What will gonna happen? 182 million. Oh yeah, I was right. In the places where exists very low population, it's a lot more reasonable to just increase production of factories rather than production of industries. Like 217 millions here, encourage resource industry and manufacturing industry. Let's see, 217 millions towards 229 millions. Immediately jump. Right, that's indeed working. Henan as well. How much here? 142. Encourage manufacturing. Yeah, definitely that's working. And let's go to 151. Yep, that's really very nice. 200 millions. Well, I think guys, you understand what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to maximize my GDP. Nothing else. Yeah, so for solve our problems, guys, I believe we can declare war on a Great Britain with goal of transfer Senegal, for example. Senegal, why not? And British Congo we can transfer also, maybe if we wanna, to be honest, but I'm not sure if we wanna do it because we'll have very high infamy. Right, fine. Immediately some countries start to broke agreement with us, but you know what, I don't know what to do, guys. It's like, so it's just for me it's look reasonable if we start now some wars. Or I see here we'll have shortage probably of market immediately in this place because we don't have any option here to get this access towards this place. But I can maybe conquer Benin, which is part of German bloc, really? Or maybe I can get Oyo, which is part of France. Yeah, France is no problem. I will declare war on France as well. All right, fine. If they will not back down, we will not conquer probably other places. Or maybe we need conquer. How much we will have to pay if we conquer Congo? I just feel curious about this. British Congo. It's 34 infamy only for me. All right, so we will conquer also British Congo. We'll get 92 infamy. Perfect. And after we will put Cape Colony, East Africa, just liberate subjects, right? Nothing else. Liberate Cape Colony, liberate British West Africa. I mean, you may ask why I'm doing this. Well, after I can just offer investment rights towards these countries and that will be fine. Yeah, also liberate Wales and Ireland. Why not? And for guarantee that they will not run away from me, I will try to add additional, like my primary Cape Colony and others. Yeah, so in case they go for it, be really painful for them. Oh my god, I get 110 infamy. That's mistake. I don't want to get 110 infamy. Come on, guys. That was my goal to do it. Whatever. See, absolutely unrealistic mechanic of how infamy work in Victoria Free. Every country in the world will now start to hate me immediately. Yeah, look at this. Everyone hate me. Why? Because here number from 99 and now it's 100, right? It's because of this literally 1 point difference and everyone hate you. Does it realistic? Well, it's absolutely unrealistic. It's not how it works in real world. My allies should not supposed to hate me because of this, well, but it is what it is. Well, I guess. And even Germany expelled my diplomats. My ally expelled diplomats. Yeah, what a nonsense. Because war begins, they don't want it to back down, and well, this is their choice. They could do whatever they want, right? So we just plan naval invasion inside London and nothing else. And now, of course, I will send my fleet there for stand there and just support them. Interception. Fort find and destroy their fleet there. My fleet right now is significantly bigger than British, approximately 3 times. We have more powerful fleet than they have, so that's fine. I will left one fleet maybe here in China in case they will decide to attack me. Well, for not bombard my city-states, coastal buildings. Yeah, our fleet is not that 2 times more big than there, and our fleet about 3 times more bigger than their fleet and military power, so no way we can lose this. Yeah, our welfare payments situation really working very good. We're losing very a lot of money as government. It's like, but it's fine. But it significantly increased amount of loyalists and decrease radicals. Right now we finally have more loyalists than radicals. Our standard of living is 20 after we cancelled all of these consumption taxes. Only Germany has more high quality of life and Roman Republic for some reason. But we have 20.00 and Germany have 24 points, 25 points. So now when you try to surpass them, I don't know if it's possible because we don't have raw resources. But once we conquer colonias Senegal and Congo, I think it will be kind of possible, right? Yeah, and our first landing in London was absolutely successful. We conquered London, and yeah, they don't have enough troops for fight with us, completely destroying all of their armies here, and Britain will capitulate in this war very, very quickly. Of course, they start to do sometimes pirating here, well, but it's fine. For some reason, women's suffrage successfully passed it in 1926. I don't know how it's possible, but yeah, now we will start have very huge growth of women population, like go to work. It will be really very cool thing to see. Just absolutely wonderful. It's so wonderful that I completely forget how to watch even population. Now probably I need to click buildings, right? Buildings, workforce, shopkeepers, and see how much they have population, how much workforce. Right now we see it's 25 and it will go to 42%. So yeah, this is crazy. This is a very huge amount of workforce. So technically we could say that our half, like 250 million gainfully employed people will transfer into 500,000 gainfully employed people, and it will allow to construct all factories and everything possible for our people, which is very, very cool. And our war with Great Britain literally finished it. They just don't want to accept that they lose. Okay, fine, they accepted it. And we kind of destroying right now Great Britain with this agreement. Yeah, absolutely destroying. They losing Ireland, Wales, and their economy from 300 million fall to 100 million. So they no longer great power, they are just joke. And for some reason they getting British East Africa, despite I give independence toward them. For some reason. Okay, but the most important that I get Congo and Senegal, so it will now generate a lot rubber and raw resources towards our Chinese market, which was the most valuable thing. And with South Africa we can make some agreements. I hope they will be able to do it with me, but they for some reason hate me. Why you hate me? Not Hassan. Whatever. At least they will sell products anyway in a world market. For that reason we will also benefit from this, but probably they will not build a lot raw resources buildings. They have a lot of coal and iron and I want to build them, but unfortunately I think they will not do this. Well, whatever. At least here our investors can build definitely now in Senegal and Congo. So it will create demand for our construction sector, which is very, very cool. Yeah, I see already women started go to work, and 255 million already transferred 261 million, like 5 million literally in half year or like couple months. We get the same amount of workers new as Russia have in total. Russia have 5 million workers in total, and we get 5 additional million workers in total. So this is really crazy when you're playing for China with this natural growing in that population. I'm not conquering nothing except Tibet, and all of our population is our native population, which is growing, and this is just crazy. Right now quality of life grows significant and grow population fall to 1.4 million, 1.4%, sorry, so 14 million population. Well, it's fine, but this is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's just unbelievable like numbers. Just all China full on cities, completely everywhere megapolises. So I don't know how to say this. It's like it's very strange situation because not exist more technologies technically which I can use for accelerate my manufacturing, because I researched already all technology in the game. So I have situation there I can't develop my own economy more because I can't improve my technology anymore. So only one way how I can improve it is like, yeah, we now get women rights and we get already 270 millions, like 20 millions additional workforce. So now our population literally will grow and our economy literally will grow only because of this. Yeah, also we get last technology of tractors, yeah, which I not applied yet. So now I'm using this technology and it's really last technology in the game which we're gonna use, and nothing will be else improved in technology. Maybe there is some optimization for food industry. Maybe it's gonna work. Not sure about this, but maybe potentially can work. We will see this. But I think I created shortage right now of rubber in my country. Really? Well, that's funny, but it's temporal shortage. All right. So even all resources of Africa is insufficient for satisfy our rubber needs, unfortunately. Whatever, guys. Yep, absolutely shortage. I also don't know. I will try to solve problem with unemployment because it's kind of growing. We're getting super a lot of women going to market and not all of them getting work. So we have now 5 million already unemployed women. So I will just click out the expansion in every factory possible, or in case, I can construct something. My capitalist is not constructing so efficient in reality. What they doing is that they are very focused on like building some buildings, but in many other places they're not expanding nothing in reality. For example, they have right now 22 million reinvestments and 11 million reinvestments they not use. Literally, they're just standing in their investment pool. For that reason, I mean, it's reasonable if I will, as government, construct right now more buildings, and after they will just privatize these buildings, something like this in my brain. Yeah. Somehow I was able to pass graduated taxation, which increases significantly my incomes, and right now shortage of my government money will disappear. Well, it's not very good because it will kind of destroy quality of life of my people, maybe. Yeah, 11% deficit quality of life for my upper class. Yeah, it's not the best taxes. But I wanted to use this money for my workers, right? So I guess it's fine, right? Yeah, and my economy collapsed, kind of 300 million GDP because of these taxes already. And they still have deficit. Oh no, okay, deficit solved. So this taxation will cost me 300 million GDP economy. Well, it's fine. But the most important is decrease the taxes on my lower strata, which means their quality of life will grow and they will start to consume more products. So in reality, overall effect will be positive in long term, I believe, rather than negative. So thinking where I can spend this money, I think I can start spend this money on subventions on my raw resources, right? Because I have shortage all of this. So for continue growing of our economy, we need somehow help to do it. So I will just do import for wood, coal, iron. It will cost me a lot of money, but I passed this taxation. So in reality, I have a lot right now potential to use this money. So I believe it's kind of fine. I also discovered a classical mistake that I was not constructing trade centers, and I have very low in reality potential of construction of trade centers. So maybe I need to construct just more trade centers, especially in the places where a lot of unemployment. Probably it can really help for stimulating developing of economy. Also, maybe salaries become super high, and maybe I need to decrease salaries technically, welfare payments, because I start to get a lot of unemployment. 7 million unemployed people already, 7.6 million unemployed. I don't know why it's happening. Just very strange. I don't understand why it's happening. Why my people don't want to work? It's like this is exactly the same problem what I had in past. Sometimes it's happening. Yeah, 8 million people don't want to work. Yeah, this is kind of bug. It's like, oh my god, this is my typical bug. No, I don't like this bug. Okay, now it's 7.8 million. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it will work or not. We will see, I guess. Yeah, look at these people just randomly decide to not work. Well, it's happened, you may say, after I put subventions. But I don't think it has connection with subventions, because what's the connection? My population not consuming even these products. I think I know what is going on. These subventions very significantly increase the productivity of trade centers. And because of these people, maybe now don't want to work in buildings. Really? It's so easy. It's so simple. Whatever. So now let's try to put out these subventions, and I hope it will solve problem. I don't know. I think my trade centers triggered this situation with unemployment spiral, and right now I cannot do nothing. They just don't wanna leave. They don't wanna work now. So for some reason, unfortunately, so I cannot do nothing. I can try to expand livestock ranches maybe in China. But I don't have land. All China land is officially builded, so we don't have any land to build this more. Fine. So look at this. Now we have this problem. Like people, for example, in our capital, let's see what happened. Every building has low productivity or losing money because shortage of different things, right? The most funny thing with instruments, if you even switch to steel tools, it will become less productive than even working with shortage of rubber, which is kind of crazy to see this. So all buildings really unprofitable. I don't know what to do with this. Just except resource buildings, everything else is unprofitable. So we're getting 10 million now unemployed women, and what to do with all of them, I don't know. And of course they're unemployed because they have very high welfare payment. So right now we need cancel welfare payment because our women have too much high salary, so high that our productivity of factories are falling down, unfortunately. Yeah. Or we could say problem is because we don't have resource industries. Like we don't have any places where we can took any buildings. Unfortunately. Like as I would call it, we have right now overproduction crisis. Let's see, even cloth. We exporting, we only one country in the world who exporting cloth. That's it. It's so obvious. Let's go to luxury products. Can we export, does we export, yeah, we export luxury cloth. Let's see luxury cloth. Okay, we are one of the country who exporting this, but also we see that Bengali start to export a lot of luxury cloth. So it's exactly the same problem as I told you before, is that we constructed these factories in India and now they competing with our factories for production. So yeah, it's not was the most smart idea to do, but I don't know where to spend my money, you know? I just literally not had any idea where to spend. Also about cars, we're #1 country who producing them. We are monopolies of production of cars and we're exporting only, we are exporting cars. But cars is fine, but when you look to such things as tools, for example, like we're really I think #1 in the world. Yeah, we only one country in the world who exporting tools. What about glass? Yeah, we're literally only one country who exporting glass, nothing else. And if many items is the same thing, because unfortunately luxury cloth Indians put out us, but out of competition, but it's fine. With phones we also like super high leaders, but Bengali competing with us because we constructed a lot of factories in Japan. Also we constructed factories in New Granada. So it's so funny to see that we construct, our capitalists constructing factories with which we is competing our economy. It's kind of ridiculous situation, not gonna lie, but it's funny. So China really kind of stuck for last, let's see, 5 years. We reached 4.75 billion economy and that's it. We cannot solve any more problem. We literally not have any options to solve our crisis because we don't have resources, right? We run out of raw resources. And when I try to increase on them, do subventions, it's increased profits of my trade centers, but all buildings overs become unprofitable. So I don't understand what to do with this. I really don't know what to do with this. Kind of ridiculous situation, absolutely. So seems my idea that I wanna increase import of these raw resources was fine, no? But I think it's kind of wrong economy where you importing, simulating import of your raw resources. So I don't know. In reality, I see that even with all my subventions in the states where a lot unemployed people, like 500,000, we see situation that many trade centers are really not working. Like, I mean, they have quite good productivity, but no one constructing anything else. So maybe our problem right now is really shortage of trade centers. Let's try to construct them. Look at this. I was absolutely right. Once I canceled my institution of social security to one level, my economy start to grow. Oh yeah, people start go back again to work. That's very funny to see this. So socialism is not good, guys, when you don't have enough raw resources, unfortunately. Yeah, now we have deficit, unfortunately, of standard of living. So yeah, so you see, it's like we kind of in realistic situation that we absolutely don't have any option to continue growing economy because we completely of raw resources shortage. So I believe we can now come to conclusion of the game because it's, I think, kind of pointless that continue playing because no matter what I'm doing right now, I'm getting a lot of women and all of these women simply don't have place to work, right? So let's make conclusion of the video. All right, so what we have right now, we have 4.4 billion economy, we have 21.3 standards of living, so it's our conclusion for the video. Well, we are #4 country in the world with standard of living a little more worse than Germany, but in general we're fine. We have 1 billion population, and this is native population only. We not was incorporating any territories, any places, only a little we conquered Tibet, and all overs is our Chinese population, nothing else. Like we have almost 1 billion people, only Han. It's just crazy. So I wanted in this playthrough play kinda nationalistic, kinda very Chinese, you know, but I don't want it go expanding away at the moment. We have burning, we have fire inside our capital. Well, it doesn't look very fine. I wanted kind of rebuild China and build China, but I don't want to put a lot efforts into world conquest. And intentionally, because I know that I can do world conquest, it's not so hard, right? It's possible for China, especially, it's so easy. Like we're not spending any money almost, and we have the first army in the world, the most powerful army in the world, and even Germany cannot do nothing against us. Well, technically they can try, but they will definitely not be able to do nothing because they will run out of people very quickly compared to us. So in this point of the game, it's like we will need to have more high technologies, and it will be quite realistic if we will have technology, but we don't have this. For that reason, we simply not have any opportunity to grow economy. For last 5 years, our economy reached 4.7 billion and it's not able to grow because we have shortage of all raw resources possible, but still we have 6 companies and all of the 6 companies is the most profitable companies in the world. Mining company, steel company, food company, motor company, paper company, metalwork company. So 6 the most profitable and the most big company in the world, it's all our Chinese companies. That's wonderful, that's perfect. Let's see our market. As I mentioned, raw resources, shortage of rubber, shortage of coffee for some reason, shortage of wood, shortage of oil, it's not shortage, but it's kind of high prices of coal, high prices of lead, high price of hardwood, sulfur, tea, iron, fish, and radio for some reason with airplanes. But in reality, you see like the most what is stopping our economy from growth is shortage of oil, shortage of rubber, shortage of coal, right? And shortage of wood as well. If we will have not problem with this, we will continue growing. And as you see, we have a very big power block, Great China power block. Let me show you guys. It's really quite impressive. We have even Latin America, a little Africa, and Middle East. Yeah, some kind of Silk Way, but with a modern Chinese perspective. It's curious. In total, we have 50 members in our Great China, and our power block is the most big power block in the world. It's bigger than any, like all power block combined, and our economy also bigger than every economy of any country combined. Let's see economical sizes. The second world economy is German economy, like 10% of our size after Bengalian economy. And what is funny about Bengalian economy is like 67% of economy of Bengal owned by China. Yeah, so technically Bengal is our toy. Literally. Mexico also like is how much? 5 economy in the world. Yeah, 5 economy in the world, 70% Great China. So Mexico is also our toy. Turkey is literally our protectorate, so it's not our toy, it's like it's our puppet even almost. France, it's also our protectorate, like whatever is this almost. 63% French economy owned by us. What about Brazil? 30%. What about Japan? 80% of Japanese economy owned by China. Yeah. Senegal, well, is owned by Britain, unfortunately. Iran, 90% of Chinese economy owned, of Iran economy owned by China. That's fascinating. Well, Korea, same situation. So in Kazarach as well, how much? In reality, no, we have very little economy owned by Great China. So Kazarach, it was a country which we created technically. It was nothing, it was just ruins. So we built them economy, and after what they did, they privatized our buildings, and we not notified even this for some reason. Right, alright, fine. So I think you understand, guys, in general how it works. We own very a lot part of the world economy, like maybe 70-80% world economy, but we cannot develop ourselves because we run out of raw resources. If we will get maybe investment rights in America, we will be able to construct a lot raw resources buildings, but America hates us. Or Russia, we will be super happy if Russia give investment rights. Russia has a lot of raw resources, which we don't have, and we will just invest all of this, and it will generate crazy amount of money, like resources for a world economy, and we as China will buy all of this, but right now they're not producing this, so it's crazy. Really, look at this. We have now in world 28% price on coal, 28%, oh my god, 19% price on iron. It's quite expensive prices for late game, because if you look to the most cheap products which we're producing, it's cars. We're producing with price 56% of basic price, furniture minus 37%, so you understand that coal with price 20, like 20% above normal price, it's a very big problem for us. We cannot continue growing our economy. Instruments minus 27 pricing, like, so that's what we have. Economy kind of stuck. Technology still we developed almost everything. Technological spread helped us very a lot. Thanks for them. What else I can show you interesting, guys? Our trade balance look exactly as I mentioned. Importing, the most big import is wood, oil, iron, and sugar for some reason. Whatever. Also, we're importing fabric, merchant marines haven't started to import for some reason. Fine. Exporting cloth, paper, furniture, engines, tools, glass, steamships, cars. Like, we're literally exporting every possible good. We're monopolist in every almost market of every product. So it's kind of is as modern China, but even more worse. We're more worse than modern China, because when you click world market of cloth, for example, you see that we are only one country in the world who producing and exporting cloth. All over countries only importing cloth. Not exist a single country in the world who exporting cloth. That's for you understand how crazy monopolist we are. And as you see, every this small square is one export goods. And we almost in every of these goods we are monopolist in the world. I think we become monopolist in even in meat export, no? I hope no, because it's crazy if we did this. Oh yeah, look at this. We exporting aged house and meat, and over countries is Chile, France, and Ireland. So in reality, we are also kind of monopolist of meat even. It's very fascinating to see. Our religion, we were conversing our population, so we get, I guess, 90 something percentage of our state religion. Yeah, 97 percentage Confucian. It's like we converted everyone in our religion. Whatever. Capitalist is only 1.7 percentage, but it's 12 million capitalists living in China right now. That's crazy. Like almost 13 million capitalists living in China. In reality, is the population of Portugal. So imagine all Portugal population is literally just capitalists. It's like, and they all living inside China. Well, quality of life of our people is kind of nice. 63.9 of the most rich. They are needs satisfied, quite nice. I don't know what to show you guys more. I think I showed all what you wanted potentially. So technically reasonable what I can do here. You can see the standards of living is quite nice in China, but terrible in Russia and Balkans. What I will need to do, I think I will need just declare war on Russia and conquer Russia. And after maybe conquer Europe and others. Just for raw resources. Yeah, because I don't have raw resources. But I don't want to do this world conquest. So thank you for watching, guys. I believe it was a very nice and a very interesting video for me, for China. So bye bye.